you reign!
This is the D-Generation cliX podcast with your hosts,
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruttman,
Ravage!
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane,
Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab,
We
best friends,
Asgard to mouth.
and Pete.
Cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the D-Generation cliX podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me as always are Miles, Dan, and Pete. Miles, how's the week been so far?
It's been pretty good. I mean, we just got done recording episode 4 of Tide to Tide, and I'll be honest, it's getting better and better. The click shave is getting closer and closer to being done. You'll be able to see the brand new super fan Scuba Pete's gift on there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to what else that can bring because, yeah, it's always fun making those.
And when will we just released episode 3 yesterday, and then episode 4 should release, I think, Monday the 18th. Does that sound right?
Were we doing it 2 weeks, or is it going to be the 11th? I can't remember.
I think every 2
It's
weeks.
the 11th. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a feeling everyone's that watches it is gonna have a new appreciation, and hopefully that'll help us get some more subscribers, and to show everyone how entertaining we can be and what we can bring uniquely to the cliX community. So, if anyone else has any ideas, please message me. I'll be glad to implement them somehow.
Don't miss this one. All right,
No,
Dan,
this is
tell
it.
me something positive that's happened lately.
I went to Pier this weekend. It was a good time. I'd never been there, so that was cool.
Sounded like you had to dig deep for that one.
You kind of hit me on the spot. I thought you were going to Pete, and I was unprepared. So
We have done this 35 times now, and I have never gone to Pete before you.
So, what you're trying to tell us is that fun only gets you so far?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Fun gets me there. Fun gets me all the way, Miles. Fun gets me all the way.
I wasn't sure if that's
How far does two fingers get you?
That's only like 50-50, but you got to make sure those two fingers work.
Pete,
You
what's been
there?
going on with you?
Well, I made it to Hero Clicks 3 weeks in a row, which is an accomplishment. We call that a streak.
That is.
And I played what I thought was a good competitive team, and it's not.
It was not.
So I have learned from my mistakes, or have I? I guess you'll see next time we play Modern Competitive, and I bring my normal level of BS. So yeah, that's what I did.
Great. We actually had I think the laziest weekend last weekend, which was much needed. We got some Mario Party in, and we were hoping to stream some Black Panther BRs, but obviously with no set, there's no BRs to stream. But I think basically we're busy every weekend from now until New Year's, so it was definitely nice to kind of just keep it easy.
I would like to add on to the Mario Party hype. We bought it, and I will tell you that Shy Guy is 2-0 in this house. Just dominating Mario Party left and right.
Did you get all
So
all 4 family members playing it?
Oh yeah, and he's just known as the I just call him the Scream Killer. So he's just ending people, stealing stars, doing big Shy Guy things.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Thoughts?
and you forgot to mention about humbling your children with Operation. That was a huge highlight. For the
yeah, I think I got like $3,800 in Operation. I totally locked out Oliver and Madison. Christine got like maybe, I don't know, $700. That's fine.
yeah. Take those kids to the woodshed. Show them who's charged.
I was gonna say she's just gonna collect it out of you sooner or later. So
week. You might give it a cut.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the news. So the Red, White, and Clix event is this weekend. There's been a slight change to the supercharged seals going on for the better. Instead of it being scheduled at a specific time, just as soon as there's 8 people for a pod that want to play, they're just going to fire them off. So it's 3 rounds, 400 points, and you'll get 2 boosters of Black Panther and 1 of Deadpool and Weapon X. And we will be streaming the top table all weekend on our YouTube channel if anyone wants to check out the games for 300 Modern on Saturday and the 3v3 on Sunday. And then after that, the next event we have near Wisconsin is our Rock States Coliseum Games in Kenosha. It's Saturday, November 30th. We just posted the link on our Facebook page. We looked at the set that we got in, so we have Deadpool Weapon X to draft from. And now here's Pete with the weekly Bookwood report.
Why are you the way that you are?
In big Bookwood news this week for purchases, because I like the cliX community to know what Bookwood has bought this week, he did get both the Lysa and the Legacy card, 2 super rare man things from Disney Plus Next Phase, Poison Ivy and Harley, and he also purchased non-cliX related what looks to be a proton thrower from the original Ghostbusters. Now, I do have one question for Bookwood. Miles, you told me there was a distinct lack of messages from him this week. Why do you think that was?
I think that he thinks that he peaked in click since he finally beat Redman. So I don't even think he's gonna be showing up for states. I think he's like gonna try and retire on top. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. Because yeah, he has 1 win out of 100 losses. So you know,
So you're saying that Bookwood was not at Monday night, unfortunately, because he beat Redmond last week and he was still out celebrating. He couldn't get over the hangover this week.
yeah, I don't think he's even had time for a hangover. I think he's been drinking nonstop, just drinking all that vitamin D milk with the red cap.
He didn't even show up to the listener questions today.
That was yeah. Has he reached out to anybody to make sure he's okay? I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, maybe we should text
I
him.
I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed. Be better, Bookwood. Be better.
All right, then it's back to our Black Panther set review for the super rares and beyond.
Wakanda forever!
Starting us off is 042 Captain America. So Captain America has the Avengers, Heroes for Hire, Shield, and Soldier keywords, the Avengers team ability. A trait, symbol of truth, is leadership. When Captain America uses leadership and succeeds this turn when friendly characters use the Avengers team ability, they also modify their damage +1. And then another trait, Bird's Eye View. When Captain America starts the game, generate a Red Wing bystander. It also has Perplex, and Red Wing can use Perplex. And then he's got improved targeting adjacent to characters, 5 range and flight. He's got 2 point values. It's 100 points or 55 points. At 100 points, he's got 8 clicks of health. He starts with a running shot with an 11 special attack power, 18 invulnerability, and 3 naked damage. And then that special attack power is ESD, and when Captain America hits and the attack roll was doubles, once per turn after resolutions, he may make a range attack, but only to target an opposing character within 5 squares of the original target, regardless of range and line of fire. And then his 55-point line, no running shot, just starts with sidestep, but still has the 11 special attack power, but 17 toughness and a 2 ranged combat expert. Red Wing himself is a flying tiny with 8 hypersonic speed, 12 precision strike, 17 super senses, and enhancement. So what do we think about this guy?
Don't play him at 100. From what I heard from the Lucky Dice, he actually put in a lot of work at 55 points. I'm not quite sure if that's going to translate to constructed play, but I mean, the Red Wing he generates is not bad at all. I mean, especially with giving him Perplex. I mean, you're generating a bystander that's 8, 12, 17, 1 with hypersonic, precision, senses, and enhancement plus Perplex. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah, because you lose that range combat expert too. So really, for 45 less points, you just don't have running shot, and you even have a higher attack. Then you get 2 perplexes from him and from Red Wing. So.
Plus the Avengers TA too. So he's probably like a 13 for, was that 4 if he hit with if Red Wing is sitting next to him?
Even give him the running shot with a motorcycle for 70 points, and he's still 30 points less.
Yeah, that's a really good point,
And
actually.
so, I mean, that's because you have to look at the move and attack as 15 points. And so, I mean, is it really worth paying 100 points top
See,
dial? When you can,
Yeah, that's true.
you
But I
know,
also
get
might
the
just give him.
same
I also might
range
just give him
for 30
hypersonic
points
too.
less. So, yeah,
How much more
I like
speed
him a
does he
lot.
get from the running shot with the
One.
motorcycle? Just one?
One. So he actually gets more range because he has sidestep for 2
So,
and
yeah.
running shot for 4.
Yeah.
So he now has an 11 square reach for 70 points compared to only a 9 square reach for 100.
He's great in silver. 55 points on an Avengers build. He does a ton. If you hit leadership, now all of a sudden you're getting bonus damage with anybody with Avengers TA,
Yeah.
which would count for him too. And then he can also make a follow-up attack if he does roll doubles, which is subjective, but it's still, I mean, he does a lot. He does a ton. He's a very good start to super rares.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I think him is where you play him competitive.
yeah, I don't mind actually the 55 with a motorcycle. I'm seeing more of these if the attack roll was doubles, and I feel like any character that has that, I never roll doubles.
Well, that's why you play him with the Avengers Gala because they said when a character with the Avengers keyword, correct?
Yeah,
Did
and then you can they have a 5 on their card, and you can
Yeah,
so you can
so
swap
like
a
that,
5 and get the
that can
double.
help right there.
Is it Avengers
'cause I
or
mean, the
Avengers
Gala-
and X-Men or just X-Men?
I think it's both. It's Avengers and X-Men, but I can check. Hold on, because I have them right here in front of me. So
when a running character with the
oh,
Avengers
it's
keyword,
it's
X, you may remove an invite token from a
Yep.
friendly character, place a die in their attack with a 5.
Yep.
So I think that's. I mean, there's some really good ones. I think even Doctor Doom is pretty good at 45 points, and he has Avengers.
He gives
They're-
everybody Doom. He gives everybody Doom TA, which isn't bad.
But yeah, it's only the X-Men keyword, which you're really not going to be banking on. There's that Captain Marvel. I think that's extremely good. So you're able to. All you need realistically is just a figure to roll 1/5, and then you got it.
Yeah. Well, if he rolls the 5 though, then with his range combat expert enhancement from Red Wing, and if he hit leadership, that's actually 5 damage with the follow-up attack, so that's not terrible.
No.
Very good piece.
Yeah.
All right, then next we have 043A Black Panther.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Yeah, I actually love this Panther. He is comes in at 75 or 40 points. He's got the Wakanda TA, which gives him stealth. His keywords are Avengers, Ultimates, Wakanda.
It's not
Wakanda.
opening. Hold on.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever!
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, it's so delayed.
Cosmic, Herald, Ruler, and Scientist. He has a trait, Vibranium Daggers. At the beginning of the game, add 2 Vibranium tokens to your sideline, which is I think it's very important to note because
Yeah, that's
the
big.
tokens and the terrain that you pull are separate. You don't need to have, especially in sealed, you do not need to have the 2 of those Vibranium terrain because of the terrain. So it's very, very distinct. And so hopefully people know the difference. I know there was at least one person that was didn't understand that during the sealed at Lucky Dice. It's free. Remove any 1 Vibranium token from your sideline. If you do, you choose Black Panther or an adjacent unequipped friendly character, and you generate a Vibranium weapon equipment token and equip it to that chosen character, which gives them +1 damage. And he has another trait. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with Black Panther have Wakanda TA. And then it's 2 backslashes. Super senses. When Black Panther uses it, increase the D6 roll by +1 for each time he targeted the attacker since the beginning of your last turn. And then he has a special attack power, which is throughout his entire dial. Blaze Claw's Fangs. When Black Panther uses it, and the D6 result is a 1 through 3. After resolutions, add a Vibranium token to your sideline. And he has free. Remove any 1 Vibranium token from your sideline to choose 1. Make a range attack. Black Panther can use Flurry until your next turn. So it's really nice that he's able to load that up. At 75 points, he's 8 clicks deep, and he starts with 3 range, 10, 12, 19, 3. With Charge, the special attack power, Toughness, and Outwit, and he has those pretty much for the first 4 clicks. The only thing really dipping is going to be his speed for 3 and 4, and then his attack from 2 to 4. And his defense drops 1, but his damage stays 3 all the way. And then 40 points, he starts on click 5, so he has 4 health. It's going to be 8, 11, 18, 3 with charge, the same attack power, combat reflexes, and perplex. And then he drops down to 2 clicks of 2 damage with exploit, still with the attack power, and then his last 2 clicks are sidestep. And his last click actually is very interesting too, especially like for Wakanda Hulkbuster, a 7, 11, 19, 2 with combat reflexes. So you're able to bring him out on his last click. Now he's at 21. So I actually like this guy, especially at 40 points, giving characters that share a keyword Wakanda. I mean, he's got great keywords.
He has a
I think he's
19 defense too for on the 75-point line. I think this actually feels like the most Black Panther we've gotten in quite a while, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's a 20 up close at 40 points because of combat reflexes in the 18.
Yeah.
The only other one that reminds me of is the one from CAV, the rare. That's the only other one that feels close.
Yeah, this one's really good. Handing out stealth is huge, especially for scientists and ruler.
I also just like him handing out the vibranium weapons. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, and he starts with 2 of them, and then he's able to make one whenever he attacks and rolls a 1, 2, or 3, which means that you're going to roll a 4, 5, or 6 when you play him, which is nice.
Oh no. I mean, for me, honestly, I would probably just be mining vibranium still. My blades rolls are usually not great.
But at least now you're benefiting from rolling 1, 2, or 3.
Very true.
That is true.
So
Yeah, I would also have a giant stockpile of vibranium also. But I love this piece. He will absolutely see play from me quite a bit, either at both point lines, and I like the fact that his damage power is consistent through the whole thing. So there's most of the time he's going to have flurry. So, flurry blades is always interesting. So
I like it.
And then he's got the I didn't realize he had the Herald keyword too. So yeah, you can give him a god for free too, which is awesome.
Yep.
Well, and I like him on Cosmic handing out stealth to things.
Yeah, that's another thing that's really good.
Yeah, I think he's well worth his 75 points. But then he's
Or 40, either one. I think either one is good. So.
Oh yeah, they're both good. I like just higher point. When a piece is playable at its higher points, I just kind of get more excited to play them because mostly they're not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you're getting double the health for only 35 more points. It's less than double the points, which I think is amazing.
Miles?
Yes.
Does he need a motorcycle at 40 points?
I mean, not really, because I guess you can give him health cycle for sidestep, energy, shield deflection, since he does share keywords with Mern.
No, that would be hypersonic and ESD if you want that. Otherwise, I don't remember what side. I think it's sidestep poison. I think on the health cycle.
Right, sidestep poison. Yeah, that's what it is. But I mean, even so, yeah, I mean, hypersonic's perfect. You can give him hypersonic energy shield deflection.
Him with poison's not terrible either, because he's going to be right in somebody's face the whole time.
But I mean, realistically, though, do you give him a mint for steal energy and poison?
The answer is yes. Wakanda forever.
And then there's that Seth that's coming out that gives, I think, poison and mystics.
Yeah.
Not bad either. But I do like Amit on him probably. All right, he does also have a prime side.
And as you can see, I am not dead.
Black Panther. Team player. Wakanda team ability. Avengers, Defenders, Illuminati, Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
Ruler, Scientist, and Warrior. He's 85 points. He has a trait Super Senses, 2 / Leadership, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. When Black Panther uses it and succeeds, add a vibranium token to your sideline. Free, remove any 1 vibranium token from your sideline. If you do, Black Panther reduces damage taken by 1 in addition to other effects until your next turn. He has a second trait, Revived by the Heart-Shaped Herb. Once per turn, when a friendly character with the Wakanda keyword or adjacent friendly character would be KO'd, you may remove any 1 vibranium token from your sideline. If you do, you may instead turn that character to their last non-KO click, then heal them 1 click, protected pulse wave. And then for the first 5 clicks of his dial, he has a speed power, charge flurry. When Panther hits after the attack, you may move him up to 2 squares. Black Panther may move between flurry attacks during flurry. So he's 10 speed. He's 4 range, 2 targets. He ignores elevated blocking. He moves through and clicks. And he's got 10, 12, 18, and 3. 12 precision strike, 18 invuln, and 3 without wit. Then he picks up probability control mid dial, and then ends with exploit weakness, and goes into a Blades Flurry character with willpower. I think he's very good.
That is, just for reference, that is outdoor blocking. I know when you mentioned blocking.
Oh, well, are we even getting indoor maps anymore?
Yes, that's it. There's a few. I mean, there's that House of Mystery. Actually, the more and more I'm reading him, the more and more I love him. Especially with the Tomb PJ Lucas Scott combo, because it's any friendly character, so they don't have to be standard, which Death Metal Wonderman does. So as long as you make sure everyone is adjacent to him or has the Wakanda keyword, they're not going to really get points for that after a Tomb attacks for 2 turns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love him. I'm gonna be playing this guy a lot. He's definitely a prime I'm interested in playing for sure.
So if you pop him out from Wakandan Hulkbuster, obviously you're in big trouble because you've lost 125 point piece. But is he an option too then? Because he comes out with Flurry Blades, 18 willpower and exploit, but he can start doing the Wakanda, the vibranium stuff then too, right? He still has that. All the traits are active.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's worth it, especially if you don't really have a sideline piece, because like even though like Reverse Flash, like everyone says, is the go-to sideline slot. On paper, I think that's 100% the play, but in practice, I know myself, and I'm pretty sure you as well, Pete, and others, it's really not that great. Which means that if you don't have a main force option, I mean, I don't think it's a bad play at all.
It's also a backup leadership.
Yeah, and I don't think that the sideline primes that we have currently are anywhere near the level of the prime absorbing man that were my plays.
Yeah, and I love traded leadership, and his is even better because it's a 50-50 shot. So, I mean,
yeah,
he's everything I want in a prime.
Let's be honest, Dan. A 4 through 6 is more than a 50-50 shot for you. It's like 90-10. So that's happening every time.
At least 2 attacks to KO him because it's once per turn. So you're going to get your senses roll, and then you're going to just heal him.
And me, I'm going to have a Spider-Man on the team just so he can copy Spider-Man family to be like, all right, I'm
thinking like when he pops out that you're not going to be able to take that free for that yet. And so like if they kill the Hulkbuster, they're going to have to hopefully have more than one action left, because if they don't, he's not dying. So
yeah,
that
is true.
So how do you think he competes with other current primes though? Is he competitive worthy?
I think so. He's definitely a build around piece.
Well, it depends on your keyword. I mean, if you're playing Wakanda, you have him and the Tila prime. And I mean, like I said, if you're going the Hulkbuster route, 100% he's going to be your sideline prime if you're going Wakanda with him.
I still like Colossus better, but I like that War Machine or Cornel Rhodes one that we saw last time, that we covered last time. I like him a lot too, but this one's right in there. Like he's not a bad prime at all, and I'll play him because I'll play Wakanda. So
yeah. And I think Wakanda with this set is, I think it's going to be sneaky good that people aren't really. I think they're underestimating how good Wakanda is going to be. Even sharing Mern keywords, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I think you got to put some work into it, but you can probably really build around this guy to really just abuse the pieces not dying.
Well, it's also the fact that he's hyper mobile because he's got all the good improved movement that you want. Yes, the traffic barrel is a thing, but it's not always going to be right there in your face. And so him being able to move through characters elevated and outdoor blocking is just really strong. So I don't know. I just think that his ability to, especially with his speed power, right? Like he's moving 2 squares after he's hitting, and with precision strike, that's not too terribly hard. So.
Yeah.
No, and he pairs with Death Metal. He's Warrior, so automatically you have a ton of things that aren't dying for bad decision makers like me. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, you can definitely build around that. All right, we got Valken and Red Wing, Miles.
Red Wing, get him off our ass!
All right, we got Falcon and Red Wing. They have the team player ability, Avengers, Animal, and Martial Artist. It's got a trait. When Falcon and Red Wing start the game, generate a Red Wing bystander, which is the exact same as the super rare Captain America, except they don't get the flex. If Falcon and Red Wing is part of a theme team, when a friendly bystander would be KO'd, you may roll a d6, 4 through 6, place that bystander adjacent to Falcon and Red Wing instead, which is just crazy good.
Yeah.
Then another trait, which is toughness, and I think this is what's really going to see some play, is when establishing theme teams, you may choose a friendly character named Captain America. Falcon and Red Wing gain all the keywords of the chosen character. And then he has a special attack power for his whole dial, which is only 4 clicks, but it's telekinesis as free, but only to target bystanders. And then he has a free make a close attack, but only to target a character that a character named Red Wing hit this turn, regardless of adjacency, which I think can be abusable. His first 2 clicks are identical, with sidestep, the special attack power, 11 attack, and he has a 17 defense with combat reflexes and 3 damage outwit. His last 2 change to charge, still with an 11 attack. 3 has 17 combat reflexes, 4 has 16 combat reflexes, and then he has 3 damage with close combat expert on both of the last 2 clicks.
It's a crazy good 40 points.
It's ridiculous. So the free TK with Red Wing is insane, because now he has Hypersonic 8 with a 12 attack precision strike. You're hitting something with Red Wing. That's just, you're just hitting something. So then now he's going to be able to make another attack with him for free.
This guy, yeah, this guy's absolutely seeing play on bystander heavy teams. I mean, just now, all of a sudden, now Chewie, or what is it, Chewie, or what is the name of it
Goose.
this time? Goose is just even more of a nightmare because you got a chance to save it again. Okay. I love this piece. I'm glad they made him unique.
Yeah.
Because this is very abusable as non-unique.
Yeah. It's but I mean, the free close attack, like regardless of adjacency, like you can load him up in your starting area and you don't have to worry about Mern or whatever, so you can just send Red Wing with that 12 attack. And then regardless of adjacency means he's able to attack from full map. And you can easily load him up to be a 6 damage. Fairly, cheap.
And we keep seeing more and more bystanders in these chase booster OP kits, so that's not having to worry about KOing them on a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, that's extremely good.
I mean, this makes some of those terrible bystanders from the last couple of sets. You might look at them again now,
right? Because
of that.
Yeah, he's a great 40 points. All right, and then we have Arnim Zola, Pete.
'Cause I'm Zola! La 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 la, I'm Zola!
That was the greatest drop we've had so far. Arnim Zola, he is Hydra team ability, Hydra robot ruler scientist. I feel like this is a Miles piece, but I'm okay with it. We have a couple traits. First one is master of biological manipulation. When establishing D-teams, friendly characters in your starting force with the monster keyword, gain Arnim Zola's keywords and can use Hydra team ability this game. Excuse me. If 2 or more opposing characters share a name with each other, they modify their attack -2. That's big. Then you have recreating the super soldier serum. Leadership succeeds on a 4 through 6 when Arnim Zola uses it, and fails after resolutions generate a mutate bystander. And then you have a special stop click at the end of his dial. It says stop. He goes to being a colossal. And then mastermind when Arnim Zola uses it and the chosen character is KO'd. If the character wasn't a mutate bystander, generate a mutate bystander in the square that character last occupied. He's 2 point values. He's 5 range dual target. At 125, he's running shot, 12 pensai, 18 impervious, and outwit. And then at 75 points, he is mind control, poison, toughness, and probability control. And you get the stop click on either dial. And then the mutate bystander is a 3 range, 8 charge, 11 blades, 17 invuln, and precision strike. Nope, I'm sorry, exploit weakness. I apologize. So I like this piece also quite a bit.
What do you think about his point values, though?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with him. He's only playable at 75 if you're talking competitive. So what he does right there is characters on your starting force, the monster keyword, gain his keywords and use the Hydra team ability. So that's great because that works just like PD. In Modern, what you're doing is you're going to be giving characters like Mern more keywords if you want to go that route. But now you're 125 points deep in there. I think where he really shines is Silver, especially with drumroll, surprise, surprise, the BTU Aquaman, because he gives monsters ruler, so you're able to cheat on figures without having to bring them in with Butterfly. So you can now have a Sky Tyrant on main force that will have he will instantly have all those keywords, which gives him more keywords for the +1 to his attack. You can now main force Mern for those bonuses, leaving you the ability to actually bring in like actual call-ins that can help counter your opponent's team, and not really worry about the pieces that can shut off sideline pieces if you do go second. So
I like
think
him
that's
with
where he
the.
really shines.
That's true. I also like him with the Lyre Ring in Silver because then his mind control has like I'm not as worried about putting him up there with the 10 range, and he's got a 10 range prob too.
Yeah. See, yeah. There's just so much more points, so much more things that you can work around in Silver. I think in Modern, the one thing that's really hurting it is that I think him and Mern is where you're going to go, but the one thing hurting it is the figures with the range, and so you're going to have to really cheat on stuff to potentially get in Butterfly. That will be turned into potentially the best Butterfly call-in for range attacks, which is Lightning Lad, hitting 12 before and then free energy explosion. And you're now able to benefit from being able to shoot Hydra, robot, rulers, and scientists. So that's the only route that I can see him playable in Modern, is that you have to take advantage of him with Mern. I don't know how great that is because you're going to want to go first, because I think if you go second, I just think that you're soaking in too many points for a piece that, I mean, it dies pretty easily.
I think it's a very very fun piece, but monster's mostly close range, so you really don't care about Hydra.
No, that's why I said I think Mern is like where it's going to be benefiting the most, because like that's where the competitive players are going to go. It's like, oh, how can I break this game? Oh, now I have an answer to the Ivy. The ruler, I think it also gives him a keyword sharing with Blue Beetle. No, because he doesn't know. No armor. So yeah.
Dude, that bystander's serious. I mean, charge blades exploit for a 0-point piece that you have a chance to generate 50-50. That's pretty good.
I think I just like to see him a little bit less points. I think this is a piece that I see, and I just think that I can't wait until he is in Silver. Like he counts towards your silver points.
Yeah, because the moment I saw him, I was licking my chops at getting the Dolphin Ruler team, which I still think is 100% viable in Silver. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to play in a Silver event, or else I'd be able to show everyone how good it is. But the potential is there, because you're just able to bring in that many more figures without having to only be able to cheat on one with Butterfly, since no one can share a name.
Yeah, I also love figures that change size. So him going to Colossal on his stop click, I just enjoy figures that do that. So that would be neat, because suddenly you're having a 12 for 4 or a 13 for 5 up close that just sees over most everything.
Yeah, on that stop click. That's not, if he heals, he loses that, right? Yeah, it's not for the rest of the game. Yeah.
It's not a rest of it's only while he's on the stop click, yeah.
I think in the end he's just too much points, but he's a very fun piece that you can easily play quite a few times, just weekly or whatever.
Yeah, if he was like 60, maybe?
Yeah, because 50 seems like not enough points, but 75 is too much, so 60 seems a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we have 046 Snowbird. So this is finally another Alpha Flight piece that we've gotten. Before this, it was Sasquatch in Wheels of Vengeance, and then I think Sasquatch in XDPS, and that is about it.
Besides the Wolverine.
Don't forget
like
Chase Wolverine on the bike.
Yeah, there's a Captain Marvel that has it too, right? But I mean, like your classic Alpha Flight team, like Shaman and Puck and all them. She's got Mystics in the PD team ability, Alpha Flight, God Squad, Animal, Deity, Mystical, and Police. She's got a trait, Fighting the Skrull Pantheon, which is a theme in the set. When Snowbird attacks, opposing characters can't use Shape Change, and opposing characters with the Deity keyword can't evade attacks. Kind of a weird dial. She's only 70 points. She's got a 5 range with 2 bolts, flight. She starts on sidestep with a 10 speed, 11 precision strike, 18 no defense, and a 2 prob. She has another trait, which is animal shapeshifting, shape change. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 and have the results. Choose up to that number of the following powers and abilities. Snowbird can use the chosen powers and abilities until your next turn. One is Giant Size, one is Blades, Claws, Fangs, the other is Charge or Invulnerability, and then the last one is Free Heal Snowbird 1 click. And then she's got one final trait, which is Safeguard, Opposing, Perplex, and Opposing Probability Control. It's that Divine Favor that's also a theme. And when Snowbird attacks, targeted characters without the deity keyword modified defense -1. So this is definitely a piece that I'll play for fun. I think the character's pretty cool. And again, 70 points, maybe a little bit too much for random choices. But if you're just having fun at a weekly event, I think being able to play her is a good call.
I'm sad that it's just her regular sculpt because that animal shapeshifting is it's not animal shapeshifting. That's just her turning into the Sasquatch. So I would love to see that. But yeah, it's 70 points, I think, is a tad bit too much. I like the nod to her giving her police keyword and the team ability. I think this is the only Snowbird that has those two. In the original Alpha Flight series, they gave her an alter ego because she was just a demigoddess. She was not really human at all. They gave her a human alter ego that was Anne McKenzie that was part of the police force. So I thought that was a great nod to that. But she's just a tad bit too much. But yeah, she can definitely be fun.
I really want to see the rest of Alpha Flight though. So hopefully I don't know, they're probably not going to be in Collector's Trove or Spider-Man, maybe Smash and Destroy.
I mean, they could
Puck, maybe.
We could see them as a. I hope they don't do it like they did with Avengers Forever with the Winter Guard, where they made most of them legacy figures. I'd like to see new versions, but it'd be nice to see them as a sub for Collector's Trove because you don't need to have them all cosmic. I think it'd be really cool because there's really not a lot of other original members. I think that you can make 5 figures, which I think is more than enough for a sub theme, and that would give us the rest to keep them all in modern. Because
I think with them making actual Alpha Flight figures, like they made Sasquatch, they made her. I think it stands to reason that they wouldn't just like legacy the rest of them.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I was talking about with the Avengers Forever is that they made new figures of Red Guardian, but then they legacied the
that's right,
Avenger, Dark Star, and then I think there's one more Winter Guard,
like the bear, right?
Yeah, that's some.
Oh yeah, bear. Pete, what do you think about him?
Trash piece. That piece is never going to be as Ursa Major. That piece will never be as good as the one night he was played ever again.
I
like her.
Eating your team.
I think she's really interesting. I mean, she's like, if you pull her in sealed, I'm probably playing her in sealed for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a rollout. She's not for nothing. You've got a 66% chance to pick 2 of those things every time. If you're me, you only are picking 1. But I mean, she does a lot. Is she gonna be competitive? No. Like she'll just get murdered. But she's still Mystics, so you are having a problem if you are hitting her. And then shutting off shape change is always something that I look for, just because of certain players in our play group.
Mm-hmm.
We won't mention them. And then free heal Snowbird 1 click. Like she lasts longer than she's gonna last longer than you think she's going to. She'll come up big in a sealed for somebody.
Like I think the biggest
making custom versions of her as different animals. Like I'm gonna choose a turn, be a charge, and Blade Claws Bangs. I'm 100% gonna swap her with a polar bear. It's just
that's what I'm thinking. Like at minimum, you're always gonna have move and attack because you'll always probably pick charge, right? So, and at best, you'll have 3 of those powers, which I mean, she gives you a pretty wide variety. Like going giant is usually pretty good most of the time, and then. Healing is good. So yeah, she's definitely not like a competitive piece, but
I mean, I know she's 70 points, but I mean, you know, at that point, I would say pay her 85. Just give her the motorcycle. That way you don't have to choose charge. She already gets +2 speed. So now her charge is going to be a 9 square reach, 10 if you choose giant.
What about then just running shot at that point? I guess she's only got 2 damage though, but now we're investing 85 points into Snowbird, and that doesn't feel good either. But
I'm just talking about.
It's something you can do.
Yeah, and you know what? There's worse things you can do.
There's always worse things that you can do.
Yes.
I'm glad we have her though, and then I'm really just hoping we get more Alpha Flight is my main point, because we haven't gotten them since Invincible Iron Man.
I think so.
Yeah. Justice for Puck. I want a new Puck.
New Puck for sure.
I just want a Legacy Shaman.
That Shaman was good, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to 047A White Tiger.
So we have this 80-point piece that has Avengers and Mystics. She has the keywords of AIM, Avengers, Heroes for Hire, Animal, Deity, Herald, Martial Artist, and Mystical. She has a trait and a special attack power. Her trait is the monster who even monsters fear. Opposing characters that have the team ability chosen from Avengers modify their attack and damage -1 when attacking White Tiger. And then her special attack power, which is on her last click in her first 2, is Blades Claw Fang. When White Tiger uses it and rolls a 1 or a 2, after resolution, she may make a close attack. This can repeat. She starts with 7-11, 18-3 with Hypersonic. That regular attack, the attack power, toughness, and perplex. She keeps perplex for 3 clicks. The special attack power 1-2. Switches the blades, and then 4 through 6, when she doesn't have the attack power, she has exploit and blades. Yeah. Missed opportunity to give her exploit with that blades, claws, fangs of rolling a 1 or a 2, because now you're not going to be doing damage. So it really feels hard. It's so rough sinking 80 points into a figure that sure they can make other attacks, but they're not putting in damage, which is just
I was thinking otherwise precision strike at least then to like just make at least guarantee the damage, right? When you're rolling the 1 or the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 60 points, and she would have seen a little bit more play. But yeah, the precision strike would have helped her out a lot. I think it's just too much to roll that.
Well, it's silver. I guess you could throw a ring on her and give her precision strike, but she needs a rollout too. Like, I just think White Tiger should have super senses.
For sure.
But that's just me. Yeah.
What's the like how much better, or not better, but close is what was it, White Fox?
Yeah.
From Deadpool Weapon X. She's 45 points with shape change and super senses.
And charge plasticity?
Yeah.
Better than her. It's just, there's no way you even play her over that.
Yeah.
Like, that's, It's, I mean, I see what they're getting at. The team abilities choosing to modify their attack and damage -1 when attacking White Tiger. If she was 80 points and that was just whenever they attack her other characters with the Avengers TA, I can say, okay, you're playing that. Because you can just, put her on Avengers, and if they're playing one team ability, then they're screwed. But yeah, she doesn't really bring much else for 80 points that can't be found for cheaper. And it sucks because, I mean, I'm sure she could be a fun piece. I still think you play her in sealed.
Yeah.
I'm just not really seeing anything. I guess, in silver, you give her because she does have quite a bit of good keywords. You can give her colony, so that way she does get the exploit.
I'm not giving her shit in silver. She needed super senses, and she needs to be less points.
Okay, so we're going to take 95 points. We're going to give her charge +2 speed. And
we're not giving her anything. We're going to talk about her prime side that is way better.
Okay.
White Tiger, acrobatic ninja with steel claws and cat powers.
I'm not giving her shit in silver. White Tiger, Avengers TA, AIM, Avengers, Heroes. What?
Nothing. Keep going.
AIM, Avengers, Heroes for Hire, Animal, Deity, Herald, Martial Artist, and Mystical, so a gaggle of keywords. She's got a trait, Manifest the Chi Tiger. At the beginning of your turn, you may either generate a Chi Tiger bystander -1 or remove a friendly Chi Tiger bystander from the game. And then you also have a second trait, giving the Tiger God control. If the Chi Tiger bystander is not on your force, White Tiger takes a maximum of 2 damage from attacks and modifies her attack +1. She moves through elevated and clicks. She's got charge, 11, super senses, and close combat expert, so she's really a 12 for 4 up close. And then the back half of her dial is sidestep, blades, close combat expert, and empower. And then her final clicks are sidestep, regen, and not much else. I don't know. I guess she's 40 points and she's 7 clicks and she's got regen late dial, so that's not nothing. I don't hate the piece, but I would think there's a way other better primes to play.
Oh, I love this piece.
Her bystander is disgusting.
It's a
I
giant
forgot the bystander. My
that
fault.
has the bystander is a giant with 5, 12, 18, 4 sidestep blades in invuln.
Oh, that's great.
And you can always generate it.
Exactly. Even if the bystander dies, she can just pop it back out, and then when she doesn't have the bystander out, she takes the max of 2 damage and modifies her attack +1. So opening dial, if she's attacking a character she picked for Avengers, she's like a 13 or 4. She's a 14 attack.
Yeah.
So
she's awesome for 40 points. Yeah.
And not for nothing, she's also a herald, so you can god her for free. So like Amit, Khonshu, I mean, you've got good options for her.
And deity, she's really, really good with deity. And as a prime for deity, because Necron is good outside of monster, and so even if so, that's a good thing about this. So she takes 2 damage with Necron on the map. If you kill something, you can heal a friendly character 2 clicks, which will include her.
No, he only can heal Black Lanterns 2 clicks.
Is it just that? I thought it was any friendly character.
No, it's only Black Lanterns.
He's still good on any team he's on, but yeah, it's only Black Lanterns.
No,
you talked me into it. I like it, and I think I actually read somebody else's. I did. I read Dan's. My fault.
You did a good job, Pete. So
Dan, you can have the next one. My bad.
No, I
got excited.
You're good. So next is Night Thrasher. He is 90 or 50 points. He's got the wildcard team ability. He's New Warriors Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
Armor, celebrity, martial artist, vehicle, warrior. He's got a trait, a special speed power, and a special attack power. He's got improved movement, elevated in characters. His trait is at the beginning of the game, add a vibranium token to your sideline, so he also does vibranium shenanigans. And then he's got free passenger 1, remove any 1 vibranium token from your sideline if you do move up to 4 squares. So free movement is always good. And then his special speed power is on clicks 1 through 3. It is charge, plasticity, stealth. Good stuff. I love plasticity. And then his special attack power is it appears on click 3, 4, and 7. Little odd, like where those appear. Is energy explosion and quake. That's not too bad because he starts with charge. Well, he always has charge, but the free movement from his trait could get him to where you could technically use the energy explosion, I think, which is not bad. So for 90 points, he starts with the special speed, precision, super senses, and perplex. And then for 50, you get regular charge, the attack power, super senses, and leadership. I think I like him for 50 more than I do the 90. Like, he's playable at 90 because you're getting 3 extra clicks. Well, I don't know. It's tough because like we covered the Black Panther, and he's really good for 75. I don't know if this is equivalent for 90. I don't know if I'm getting enough for 40 more points for this.
You can always wild card some stealth too, and then he still has his charge. You just lose plasticity. So yeah.
I'm just thinking about like I'm getting 3 clicks, but like what else do those 3 clicks give me? He's getting no more extra damage. You are gaining precision strike, but you're losing that special attack power. So I don't know.
Now, I know nothing about this character. Does anybody... He has just these 90 vibes. I remember he used to be a character that you always got like the trading cards for, and I always thought he was really cool because, again, it was like the 90s.
He's part of the New Warriors. The New Warriors were where they tried to make a young, hip, almost 90s, and it's very 90s version of the Teen Titans, but it wasn't as successful. You got him and Darkhawk. Darkhawk, they actually had a decently run comic book, especially in the 90s when the comics like were starting to implode in the mid 90s, which is when it got canceled. I think it went over for like 59 issues. You also had Speedball and who was, a fun little character. He had a cat hairball that had the same powers. New Warriors also had Nova in it. He's your stereotypical teen. I remember in the 90s, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this game. Sega Genesis had a game called Streets of Rage 2.
Oh
And so I
yeah,
really I got tons of like skate vibes. Except he had a skateboard instead of
rollerblades.
rollerblades.
Yep.
But yeah, Night Thrasher was a great character that just, it was just so 90s. They were trying to do the extreme stuff. He didn't really have great. I haven't read anything recent, so I'm guessing that's why they gave him Wakanda keyword. But yeah, he was pretty much a one note '90s character. I think he's incredible.
I think he made a comeback recently because I think he appeared in some Wakandan adjacent stuff, but otherwise I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't been keep up with him, but yeah, I think you play him at 50 points. I think he can definitely make a team. Armor's up there. Celebrity is really great too. That free passenger one, remove any one vibranium token from your sideline. If you do, that right there, moving 4 squares, that gives him an 8 square charge. So, I mean, that's extremely good.
Well, 8 square charge, and you can pull people out of trouble too, because you get the passenger one then. I think he's very good version of Night Thrasher.
Yeah, no, it's very accurate. I like him at 50 just because I like what he brings with the leadership. I think there's going to be some teams with Wakanda on it. I actually like him also on martial artist. And not for nothing, you can put Frenchie on him.
Oh,
New Warriors had a
You'll
great
have to
run.
excuse me that I missed the Frenchie thing. Like he's one of those that I'm like, oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Warriors had a great run. They actually had a couple issues. I think it was 2 or 3 where there was like an Elseworld type of thing where essentially the Living Pharaoh kind of changed the timeline, and there was some really fun stuff to come out of there. It was a very brutal, like 3-issue thing where there was just like superheroes that you knew and loved just dying left and right to this Egyptian force that took over the world. So if you get a chance to go back and find them on the Marvel app or however you choose to consume comics, it's worth reading. It's a very fun story.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Warriors is another team that we need a lot of. I was looking at the last time we got in some of these, and like Darkhawk hasn't been made since Guardians of the Galaxy. Speedball hasn't been made since Fear itself.
There'd be Sleepwalker would have been another one that came out then. That was always an interesting character.
Oh yeah, I remember getting cards of him too.
Yeah, and they gave us Namor, Namora. Nova was on that team. Before he became famous, I guess, in Guardians of the Galaxy, Vance Astro was there. Is that right, Miles? Is it Vance Astro?
Vance Astro was from the Guardians before that. I think he later.
Right. Yeah.
Vance Astro was actually the leader of the original Guardians that came out in the 60s. I don't believe Vance Astro was on this team, though. I'm looking at
Who am I thinking of? He was a telekinetic.
No, Marvel
I'll have to
Boy.
look into this.
Yeah,
Marvel Boy, yeah.
So Marvel Boy was actually Vance Astro when he was younger. So he becomes when he's like, it's him when he's younger, pretty much.
Hero Clicks and a deep dive into 90s comics. There you go. You guys are welcome.
That's what we're here for.
All right, so next is Shuri. This is a different version of her than we usually. This is not her in the suit, which I think is pretty cool. So she has the Wakanda TA. She's 50 points. She's got the Wakanda keyword.
Wakanda forever!
Animal, mystical, ruler, scientist. So she's got a trait, a special defense, and a special damage power. Her trait is enhancement. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with Shuri modify their range +1. And when Shuri starts the game, add a vibranium token to your sideline. Her special defense power, which is on cliques 1 through 3, is ESD super senses. When Shuri uses super senses after resolutions, place her up to a number of squares away from her current square equal to the result. I find that hilarious. And then her damage power, which is only on click 1, is Outwit Perplex. When Shuri uses it, you may remove any one vibranium token from your sideline. If you do after resolution, she may immediately use that power again. That's pretty good. Double Perplex or double Outwit. That's not bad. She's sidestep. She's got flight too. She's got full range. She's got 2 clicks of Side Blast on her top dial, and then she goes to no attack power. And then after she loses her special damage, she's got either Outwit or Perplex on either click. And then her last 2 clicks are Impervious, not for nothing. I think she's a pretty solid support piece for 50. Like she's a little expensive, but she does a heck of a lot. So
Yeah, I'm just sad that we didn't get a higher rarity or even a legacy of her as the Black Panther. So
yeah,
I'm with that. Yeah,
we
she is a good figure.
we only got the play at
Yeah.
home kit one, which I think is amazing. But yeah, I actually like this piece. Like this, I mean, she gives you what's it called, Weasel plus other stuff. So it's interesting. I just don't know where she fits right now, but she offers a lot.
I got to play her a few weeks ago. She definitely looks better than she played for me at least, but I think it was more just situational. She missed like all of her super senses and it was close attacks that were hitting her instead of range for the ESD. So it just, I don't think worked out, but for 50 points, I think she's definitely worth that for everything that she's offering.
Yeah, I just want to see her hit the 6 on the super senses and then just poof away and be like, I'm over here now.
I like her a lot. She'll get played on Wakanda and other stuff. I mean, she's a very good support piece, like Dan pointed out, and she is not a terrible attacker top dial. I mean, 11 pen side from 4 range. 4 range is still reasonable with the sidestep, so you can get her up there and then kind of get her out of trouble. So I like this piece a lot at 50 points.
I think the majority of Wakanda, though, is going to be close attacks, right? There's not as many range, so I guess you kind of have to consider that if you're going to throw her on your Wakanda team. She's not just an auto-include.
No.
Well, there is 2 figures for Wakanda that can give you the range pieces, which is going to be the Shuri that gives Scientist, and then you're able to get Soldier with Cap. So I think there's a lot more options that actually benefit from her giving enhancement if you go that route using Cap or Shuri too.
And the
really
+1 range is big. So
yeah, if you start keyword cheating, then
yeah.
All right, then we have Namor.
I will wash Wakanda from the face of the earth.
He's got the Avengers and Defenders team abilities: Atlantis, Avengers, Cabal, Defenders, Illuminati, Invaders, and Ruler keywords. He's got a trait, Atlantis Attacks. When Namor starts the game, generate a water train marker in any square. When an adjacent friendly character with the dolphin symbol makes a close attack, modify their attack +1 if the target is adjacent to Namor. And then a special defense power, which is willpower. Regen is free, but only if Namor occupies water terrain. And then a special damage power, leadership. When Namor uses it and succeeds, he may instead remove an action token from a friendly character with the dolphin symbol. He has improved movement through elevated, outdoor blocking, and through characters. He's either 65 points or 40 points. 65 points does get him 8 clicks of health, which is pretty good. 40, you're only getting, 5? He starts at a 6 sidestep, 10 quake, 18 invincible, 3 special damage power. And then the 40.1, you're just looking at an 8 charge, 11 super strength, 18 invulnerability with close combat expert. That's not bad for 65 points. Everything he does and those clicks of damage. Clicks of life.
He's just missed out because of rotation. He's going to be, sadly, in silver. You're not going to play him over the Cavs super rare. And we're really losing out on teaming him up with the team up Aquaman. I think you play him at 65 because Aquaman's giving everyone dolphins, so you're really able to cheat that on there. So I think he just missed being competitive in modern by just a hair because of rotation. And I just don't see him ever being played in silver because you have a figure that is 15 points less than his top click that I think is better for 15 points less. And that's the cap.
I do wish he had the. Yeah, you're right. I do wish he had the damage power for like 1 click on his 40-point dial. Just like the top click there, just because he already has super strength, so it's like you can modify your damage already, I guess. But I don't even think 40 is bad for what he does either. Like he's at least 5 clicks deep. You have to actually damage him, and then he can just regen for free if he's in water. So he might be harder to put down than people think, to be honest. But
no. I think that I'm talking about high level competitive. I think that if Aquaman was still modern, I think that you'd really see some uptick. And he's not bad.
Does that mean he can pull that token off from anywhere? It doesn't they don't have to be adjacent if they're dolphin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And there's just not enough dolphin to even play him at 65 points currently in modern. And Aquaman would have been able to get that you get anywhere. because you're giving everyone on your team Dolphin.
Yeah.
So
I base all my opinions on dolphin characters based on what Miles tells me.
It's not a bad play, that's for sure.
40 points if you pick the or whoever has the Avengers team ability that they picked it for. I mean, he's 13 for 4.
yeah, he's not bad yet. He's just not gonna. It just sucks that you're not gonna be able to benefit like what makes him so good because like his other keywords, you're not gonna be able to get that Dolphin.
Yeah, I think just pay attention to
either.
water maps coming out and more dolphin pieces. I think
Yeah.
they'll get filled out eventually. But even 65 points. The only thing I don't like is that 10 attack on the Quake.
Yeah.
But with
that's
with 65
least-
points, you get what is it, Poseidon on the sideline? He could do a pretty crazy one. Again, if they increase or give us more water maps.
I do like that. I also like the fact that he's still at least an 11 top dial. So that's the one thing is
With Avengers
because of the Avengers. Yeah. So he's at least still an 11. But yeah, it could have been better.
Does he need a bike, Miles?
No. Now he's gonna be 55 points if you're playing him at 40, or he's gonna be 80 points. I just don't like it. He was so close. If Aquaman was in modern, I'd be so hyped for this figure, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna bring Ruler back again. I'm gonna move some more winning maps. But yeah, he just missed it on the cusp, and it's just gonna be so hard for me to use him for 40 points of my modern, or even 65 points of my modern when I can only use one Namor, and like the Cav Namor is just that much better.
Yeah, this just isn't his time. Do you want to bring us to Phoenix Force Black Panther?
Yep. So we got the Phoenix Force Black Panther. Sad they gave him that name, but I understand why. He has power cosmic energy and Wakanda TAs. Avengers Phoenix Force Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
Cosmic deity and ruler. He has a trait, a special attack power, and a special defense power. His trait is touched by man thing and knows no fear. Safeguard opposing perplex. Phoenix Force Black Panther can reduce penetrating damage. It's nice he was touched by man thing. His attack power is clicks 1, 2, and 3, and 8, 9, and 10, which are his last 3. Blades Claws, Fangs, and Poison. And when Phoenix Force Black Panther uses Blades Claws, Fangs, after resolutions, you choose an opposing character adjacent to the hit target, deal that character equal to the D6 roll. And then his special defense power, which is on clicks 5 to 10. And vulnerability, when Phoenix Force Black Panther rolls a single D6, increase the result by +1. When Phoenix Force Black Panther rolls a single D6 and the result is a 6 or higher after resolutions, heal in 1 click. He starts with 10, 12, 19, 4 with hypersonic and impervious, 4 damage at 175 points, and the special attack power. And then at 100 points, he's a 10, 11, 18, 4 with charge, just regular blades, impervious, and outwit. I don't know. I think that I don't know. Like, did they think that the Phoenix Wolverine was a mistake of the tent pole, because this just looks like I just don't see him being played at all for those, because I mean his sculpt looks cool from what I've seen, but I just don't see. I don't really see anything special for him. Like, even playing him for fun, I guess I'm just not a fan of that version. It's really sad that he's not just named Black Panther, so you can't bring him out with Wakanda Hulkbuster. But yeah, he just seems like a step down from the last Phoenix Force we got.
With no range, I think even 175 points is a lot, right? But I hate pieces, especially big ones like this, that have to hypersonic in and do a close attack, and then you just have the 50-50 shot of breaking away. So even just giving him Giant Reach 2 would have made him a little bit more playable maybe, but 175 points is just so much.
Well, he has no improved movement.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you go in, you make your attack without Giant Reach. Like, as I'm saying, so the whole thing is supposed to be Flaming Claws of the Phoenix Panther. Yeah. So Giant Reach 2, I think, would have been totally fine. But now he's got to break away after he does that, and if you miss that, you're just sitting there in front of their team, and if he gets taken down, you only have 125 points left of your team.
Yeah, no stop clicks, not even, so it's just, it's rough. I mean, I don't know how good he didn't feel, but
I get that they were trying to separate him from the Phoenix Force Wolverine, obviously, that we just got from Deadpool, but I don't necessarily get what they were trying to strive for here. Like I like the attack power. That's pretty solid. But without like I don't know, something else, it just I don't know. Like I don't necessarily think he's bad. That's a lot for 175 though.
He's not bad.
So,
He's neat. He just is overcosted, and like I said, the Giant Reach 2 would have made him so much better.
yeah.
He's
He does reduce pen damage, which is good. So like that impervious is a good power. So you're at least doing that the whole time. Even the invuln later is still good. But I don't know. I kind of would wish that like the single D6 thing would have been on like just some just yeah. He has flight, so he does have flight improved movement at least.
Yeah,
So
until he lands to make that attack and then doesn't break away.
No, I get that.
He's a bomb and sealed.
Points to sink into a tent pole that just yeah. He can die pretty easily. Like I realize he reduces pen damage, but
I also just wish he had that attack power his whole dial. I guess that would have made him a little bit better. I think because even then low dial at 100, you're like, oh, he's still a big threat then.
Yeah, never getting
yeah,
that.
that's the one.
Yeah, he's a bomb and sealed. He's fun. I don't think he's competitive. I think he'll see play on Monday nights. But I agree with the criticism that like you just basically are getting him probably stuck pretty easily, and then all of a sudden you're just watching people just gang up on him. So you're hoping you're hitting your rollouts. So if you're gonna do that, then you need an additional rollout, I think.
Yeah.
Like in addition to the impervious for that kind of point cost. But it's a very cool sculpt.
Yeah,
So.
I got to play him too on the Wakanda team, and it was fun. Like he's a fun piece, but he definitely won't make competitive. Again, just overcosted, and it's too easy if you miss that rollout or not rollout but breakaway. Then he's just gone. All right, Dan, Hadari Yao.
Miles.
Is it Miles?
Oh yeah. So Hardari Yao, she has the cosmic energy and Wakanda keyword abilities. She has the keywords of Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
As well as X-Men. I deleted it. Dang. Okay, deity, mystical, and ruler. She's 160 points. She has 2 traits and a special attack power or a special damage power that's on cliX 1 through 5. Her first trait is leadership. As long as there are 4 or more friendly characters without the deity keyword on your force, Hodari Yao takes a maximum of 2 damage from attacks, which is pretty easy to do. Safeguard opposing perplex and opposing probability control. When Hadari Yao attacks targeted characters without the deity keyword, modify defense -1, and then her special damage is improved targeting characters, elevated and hindering. And when Hadari Yao hits multiple characters with a range attack that deals damage, characters dealt less than 3 damage or dealt 3 damage instead. That's just characters from that attack. That's not all characters on the map. She has improved target movement. She has 6 range 3 targets. At 100 points, she has 10, 12, 19, 4 with running shot, Pinsai, senses, and that special damage power. And then at 60, she has sidestep, 8, 12 psychic blast, 18 senses, and 3 damage with that special attack. And our last 2 clicks are range combat experts, so that special damage power. This is the main event, boys. This is the piece that people would want to hear about. This is it.
Well, yeah, because you can sit behind everything and shoot at people. Yes.
Yes, it's a good piece. No, I think she's extremely good. I believe one of them just sold for $300. We'll see if she sticks to that amount. I can see people trying to tinker with her. I mean, realistically, when you're looking at it, she has ruler, so now that's going to be your main attacker. I think you give her the motorcycle, it'll make her 75 points. I think that's very viable. And then you're also now going to team her up with Mern and the super rare that we went over earlier, which is going to be Arnim Zola. So that we're seeing through all the targets for all those keywords. And that's going to be people's new favorite thing to do because they're not going to ignore the map. And then we're just Yeah. So I think she's good. I
Definitely one of the stronger chases in the set. Where does their name come from? Because obviously this is Storm.
Yes, Hadari Yao. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Wakanda storylines. I'm not sure. I'm looking it up right now. Pete, do you know offhand?
I
It's
do
it's
not.
the it's just the it's goddess of or walker of clouds, goddess of like preserves the balance of it's an older name. It's like Wakandan lore basically. So it's also like it's they gave her that name. I don't
Yeah,
remember
Walker of
exactly
Cloud.
why,
Yeah.
but
So then what do you guys think about point values, though? Because the 100, obviously a little stronger, but she does still get that damage power on the 60.
I
I
think,
mean,
like I said, I think you pay her with
yeah.
motorcycle for 75 points, save 25 points, and the whole entire point is for you to hit multiple characters for the 3 damage. And so that 4 damage is useless
Right.
But
Three
because you're
yeah,
damage
going.
penetrating.
yeah,
So,
or you're trying
That's the
or you're
key.
trying to
3 damage penetrating.
yeah, and they're probably
yeah.
trying to shield her up too. So 60 points allows you to get more figures on there for shield, so they can just shield her up to 9 range and just be a sentry turret, basically.
And being able to
Yeah, she's
sidestep
meta.
after running shot is amazing.
Yeah.
She's absolutely meta. You compare her with the Queen Mother, so you can support her up after she's taken Mystic's damage and just started chewing through other people's teams. I mean, 3 pen
Yeah,
size,
motorcycle
humongous.
gives her a 13 square reach.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, I mean, she already has senses, so you're fine there. But yeah, the running shots is can give her the 5 plus side steps, so what 7 plus 6, so yeah, 13.
I mean,
13 square reach.
I mean, she's brittle, but that's what I mean, she's a glass cannon, so like it's to be expected.
This is the one you
Yeah,
want.
I think
that's
there's
why
I think there's a
try
world
and.
where you play multiples of her at 60, honestly.
Yeah, once again, it's interesting that these uber powerful chases are
Don't have
not
don't have unique
unique.
ring. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting because like we just dealt with this with current Silver Surfer. That's why I think that she will stay around that $300 range, is because she essentially gets you something similar. I know it's 10 points more, and she doesn't have a running shot, but like she'll be replacing the Surfers for teams with Mern, for for stuff like that. And at that point, you better hope that you go first.
And not for nothing, you could just butterfly Mern onto your team too, because butterfly has ruler, so you could just go that route too if you don't want to do the other stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. But with figures that we're re-mentioning, I think it's better to put Mur on your main force because if that's what you're going to go for, you want to go all in. You don't want to have to deal with a counter to it. So I think paying an extra 15 points for Butterfly over Butterfly is way better to ensure that you get your strategy out there.
Well, and you can still there's Prime Colossus again, getting more help. So
Yeah.
she's gonna see play.
Mm-hmm.
and then he's just your bodyguard. So if they try to come up and hit her, you got Colossus in your face. Yeah.
All right, so the next one we saw sculpt for pretty early, and a lot of people were pretty excited for this one getting made. And Pete, did it live up to our expectations?
Here's a nice piece of shit.
Oh man, I thought you were going to say it's the best around.
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So I'm gonna call this bad, not Bast. She's power cosmic and mystical. She's Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
Animal, cosmic, deity, and mystical. She's has an avatar trait, sideline active. During force construction, you may pay 10 points to choose another friendly character to be boss avatar. Chosen character has the hero keyword, pay 0 points instead. That character can't be equipped or chosen to be any other character's avatar. This game, Bass avatar can use outwit and willpower, and also scores the points with this trait when they are KO'd. She's got another trait, stealth. Now, when Bass is KO'd, choose a friendly character, remove all action tokens from them. If that character is Bass avatar this game, this character has the printed team abilities of the character in your KO area, protected pulse wave. And then she has on 2 clicks, stop invincible. This power is revealed after the resolution seal all their friendly characters 1 click. That's not terrible. She's got improved movement through elevated and clicks. She's 3 range, dual targets. She's charge, blades, impervious, exploit, 2 stop clicks, and then she is 6 clicks for 125 points. My complaint with Bast handing out sideline active is I don't think that those 2 powers are the ones they should have went with. I would have preferred to have her hand out blades and super senses. I mean, she's great and sealed. I'm sure somebody will figure out some way to use her. You can include her on a sideline and hope somebody doesn't Despero what you actually want. Or, Black Panther is something you actually want. But I don't know. Talk me into it, Dan. You like her more than I do.
I mean, I just love that she got made because it's one of those where I think the value comes from the willpower because there are plenty of figures that could use willpower, and I think that's where I see her value lying more than just the outwit. Like outwit is always good, but I think the willpower thing could be big. So that's where I see her. That's where I see her value is more of that. Because tempo is huge, and being able to keep taking tokens off is big.
They're obviously going to be leaning into this avatar thing, and they could have done outwit and willpower with another one. I think Pete hit it on the head. Flurry probably is too powerful, but yeah, blades and super senses, and this is all of a sudden not bad anymore.
Oh, if they gave her flurry and super senses, this would have made every team.
Yeah, there'd be a $300 chase again. It's like, oh, okay.
I don't think it'd be 300. I think it would honestly be because we've only seen one pulled. So out of, quite a bit of bricks that they were sent out, and there's only been one. I could easily see this being a $500 piece of his super senses or even, blades and flurry. Giving out flurry was just insane, especially with the rarity. It was definitely a missed opportunity because this just feels like a poor man's Tararet. And yeah, it's a huge missed opportunity. I guess maybe if you're going to load up Black Lantern teams and they all have Herald, you're just going to throw it on to someone that maybe needs willpower just because you can. But I mean, other than that, there's just I don't really see a figure that's like, oh man, this figure needed willpower. Bast is going to be that piece that's currently like right there. That's the main problem because then every character that you're going to try and put on it is probably going to be a support piece. They're already probably going to have outwit. So
I'm not mad if I pull her
from
my, cases, but I'd rather have a Hadari Yao or two of them. So
I mean, yeah, she's probably the worst of the chases. The chases actually in this set, I take that back. I'd probably the only other chase that I probably wouldn't want over her would probably be the Phoenix Force Black Panther, just because I know I'm never going to play him. At least with her, she could see some play potentially. Like I said, if I'm doing a Herald team, even in silver, you're just going to throw that on there to throw it on there. So giving out willpowers, could potentially be decent for that if you have a sideline slot open. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that's really screaming I need a player. But I hope that Dan's going to use this as an opportunity to prove us all wrong, and he's going to win champion clicks with Bast main force.
Main force? Oh, come on.
All right, nope, you heard it here first.
Yep, the gauntlet's been thrown down.
3 out of 5 games with Bast. You can do it.
Oh, 3 out of 5, yeah.
The 3 out of 5 I could probably do, actually.
Okay, then do it. Simon Garth and Lady Mastermind did it. Let's do it with Bast.
All right, we're moving on to Gaia.
It's those poor, silly humans again. They're going to destroy my planet.
All right, so she has the Cosmic Energy and Mystics team ability as Guardian, Animal, Cosmic, Deity, and Mystical keywords. She has a trait, Mother Nature, sideline active. During force construction, you may choose a character with the Animal or as Guardian keyword to be Gaia's avatar. That character can't be equipped or chosen to be another character's avatar. This game, lines of fire drawn to that character are hindered, and that character has, at the beginning of your turn, heal this character 1 click. When this character clears action tokens, if they're not named Gaia, deal them 2 unavoidable damage. Then she's got another trait, sideline active. When the character chosen for Mother Nature, the trait is KO'd, you may immediately generate Gaia from your sideline or KO area on click number 1 in the square that character last occupied. If you do, this game at the end of each of your turns, deal all friendly characters 3 unavoidable damage. And then another trait, Spirit of Growth. At the beginning of the game, generate up to 3 hindering terrain markers in any squares. So that's not sideline active, so you'd have to main force her. And then a special damage power most of her dial, which is Nature's Fury, shape change. When Gaia attacks, before choosing targets, you may remove any number of non-debris terrain markers within range from the game. If you do, deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character that was adjacent to one or more of the removed terrain markers. She has improved movement, elevated through blocking without destroying it, characters, and then also improved targeting, elevated, hindering, and characters. She has a 7 range with 3 bolts, and then only 300 point line. Sidestep, 8 speed, 11 pulse wave, 20 invincible, and a 5 damage with that special damage power. So I don't think anyone's ever playing her at 300. What do you guys think about that actual like trait though, of being able to heal 1 click, but it's 2 unavoidable if they clear action tokens?
This is now. There's already a figure that's already won worlds that 100%,
Yep.
like you put it on Man Thing instantly because all lines of fire are now hindered. He has traded stealth, so now that's benefits. You have a 3 through 6 chance of willpower, so the chances of you having to clear is small. I think it's worth it. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get the Planeteers keyword, but seeing Gaia means we got a good chance for Captain Planet, so I'm really looking forward to that.
That would be a great iconic set.
Oh man, if they give us if I get Captain Planet the Planeteers, I'm winning worlds with them.
Does that work with Man Thing? Is he Asgardian or
no? He's animal. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm glad that they made her like limited, I guess, or I don't know. I like this because she's free. You don't pay for her, so I like that it's a little more restrictive. But I think any giant character is the one you benefit the most from this. So
yeah, she's just Chthon for animals and Asgardians. I think you go ahead and play her main force because if you're going against plant terrain or Black Lantern, you just destroy them all.
You're not main forcing her. The Man Thing idea is good though. I do like that.
Does it work with Kong?
Yeah, it also works with Kong. So you could put her. You could put her on Kong as well.
Is better off with Chthon and Amit as an attacker.
Well, I don't know about that because if he's on his last click, he's just dead. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This might make that a little better.
Well, you could do Chthon and her though, right? Yeah.
No, because you can't be another avatar if you have Gaia or Chthon. It's one or the other.
Chthon.
Or sorry, Gaia or Amit. It's one or the other.
Yeah. So Chthon and Gaia.
Yeah.
Now.
You can.
You can do that.
Yeah, you do.
And now Kong's lines of fire hindered.
Yes.
That's really good. And then he's got a 3 through 6 clear or remove tokens with his willpower, so you're not clearing. And then at the beginning of your turn, you just always heal him 1 click.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Well, that's right there. So so if you have those 2 on there, then that's essentially you're getting off your stop click, and then you're able to hit. So could be.
Yeah, either of them.
Well, as long as he's clearing through willpower, you're not.
That's not clearing. That's removing, though.
Yeah, so you're mitigating your Chthon damage then automatically too, because you take I mean, it's next.
The next turn, I guess. Yeah.
The next turn, but yeah.
But it's still mitigating basically, unless because Kong is like if he's getting hit, he's getting hit, right? Like if you're going after him, you're going after him with a piece that's 50 or more than 50 points. You can actually hurt him. But otherwise,
if they don't have improved targeting hindering, Kong is now 21 defense
in the hindering.
22 if it's indoor and you're against Mern. So because he gets a +1 from Chthon and then the +1 from being hindered.
Like I've always said, Kong needs more help.
Yeah, he does. We only had 2 humans and he died by helicopters. We need more help.
All right, Miles, Atum.
So he is only 300 points. He has the Cosmic Energy and Mystics TAs. He is God Squad, Cosmic Deity, Martial Artist, and Warrior. He's got 2 traits and a special defense power. His first trait is the sideline active. During force construction, you may choose a character with the Martial Artist or Warrior keyword to be Atum's avatar. That character can't be equipped or be chosen to be another character's avatar. This game, that chosen character deals penetrating damage and has a minimum range of 6. When the character attacks, if they're not named Atum, After resolutions, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. And then his second trait is also sideline active. When the character chosen for his other trait is KO'd, you may immediately generate a tomb from your sideline or KO area on click number 1 in the square that character last occupied. If you do, at the end of your next turn, remove a tomb from the game without scoring him, then KO a friendly character of your opponent's choice. And then his defense power, which is on clicks 4, 7, and 4 times. So 4, 7, 9, and 11 is stop impervious. When a tomb uses it and succeeds after resolutions, heal him 1 click. And he also destroys blocking for movement. He's got flight. He is a colossal, which is dope. And then he starts with hypersonic, quake, invincible, shape change. He either has shape change or close combat expert his whole dial. And then he's got sporadic clicks of charge and sidestep throughout the rest of his dial. And then it's either steel energy, quake, or pulse wave. And he's got 4 stop clicks basically. So I don't think he's bad. I know you're not main forcing him, but
you don't think he's viable as a one-man army?
I mean, he's close, but he's got 3 targets. I mean, he just deals pen damage all the time. I don't necessarily think it's bad, but I don't know if people are gonna do it. So
this is
minimum range of 6 with hypersonic is good too. I mean,
yeah, this is the only guy that I'm actually I'm sad that Black Panther won't be legal for the Red, White, and Clicks event this weekend because I had him on Talon.
Yeah, he's an interesting one because his drawback is worse, I feel like, than Chthon's, because it's every time you attack, it's not every time you take a token. So if you're making multiple attacks a turn, if you whiff, you're just eating a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's different though because there's plenty of times where you just move up with that character to take one, and or even just getting incapped would give you it too. So there's a trade-off. Sometimes it's better to have it this way, but yeah, I guess you're choosing what character too, because free attacks are gonna hurt, or if you're doing a flurry, so that kind of hurts with martial artists. Plenty of martial artists with flurry.
Yeah, that was my only I don't think he's bad. I just think it's a tough choice of what you're doing, and you have to be selective of who you're putting him on because he's not an easy just slap on a piece and go.
Yeah, it has to make sense.
I do have a rant for this figure, and it's not just for him; it's also from other sets too. When playing in sealed, it just sucks when they have pieces like this in sealed that are almost auto wins because all you gotta do is score a little bit of points, and then you just run and hide. I can't stand that for sealed, and especially because sealed as it is a luck based draw based off your polls, and yeah, it's someone pulls this, like you're not even really playing the game. Because you're trying to win, so you're just going to be playing very crappy to just get up on points and then just hide.
At least in this set, there's counters, right? Like you have what's his name, Amadeus Cho. So there, at least in this set, self-contained, there's counters.
Yeah, even with that though, okay, he kills Amadeus Cho, for 35 points.
I know, I'm not saying
yeah. It's very, especially like the 20 defense, and all that crap. Especially if you get your impervious roll, you heal. I think that the stats and everything, it's too overpowered for pieces like this. It's so deflating to go to a sealed event and someone pulls this, and you're like, what's the point of me even playing? Like yeah.
That's why I like Team Sealed a lot better. It's still obviously a big advantage to pull a piece like this, but yeah, Sealed in general. Yeah. These are the pieces that ruin Sealed for me.
Yeah, because we know someone that went and did a Sealed game, and lo and behold, what team did he lose to? Oh, this piece, because guess what happened? They got up on points and just ran. So in the finals, that's just kudos to the guy that pulled it and did it. I'm not, I understand doing it, but it just sucks that that's all you have to do to win. It really takes, yeah.
I get that.
Hard enough to chew through him.
Yeah,
and he's just basically eliminating 1 or 2 pieces each turn.
I've just went up against so many pieces like this in sealed that's the way that people play, and all it does is just leave a sour taste in my mouth, and just outside of team sealed, that's exactly why I don't like sealed.
Yeah.
Because of that. Team sealed different because, like you said, you have teammates. So I'll take that loss, whatever. I have 2 partners.
And you can, but you can
but
also
when it's
build
1-on-1,
like
it's just
stronger teams too, and there's a chance that that piece goes against another stronger piece. So, team sealed is, I think, by far superior.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Like, I don't even try and travel for sealed. Like, it's just because nothing is more deflating than driving 2+ hours and then that happening. And so, like, I'm not even going to take the opportunity or the chance to do that because it's just, even if I'm the person that pulls it, because that's just I don't know, poor sports way to play. I understand people play to win. That's what we have competitive for. You go to sealed to have fun, and it just defeats the purpose for me.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
That's my rant.
I think in modern Sunlight Active, I think your best play is on Talon.
The other play I think is Black Lantern and Green Arrow. He's your other play.
Absolutely.
I said it last week. I said it earlier today, or earlier the episode. I'll say it again. 5 points. That's all I need. PJ Scott Lucas.
Oh, to mitigate the kill?
No, it's just so you can. No, it's just so you can kill them and then bring him out immediately for 2 turns. That's all you. That's what he wants to do.
Well, it's not going to be as easy because they did fix the Diana, so you can't just declare an attack because it's stated that for anything that's looking for an attack needs a target, and if there was no target, then the attack didn't happen. So it does get around that. But
I think his problem in modern with tent poles is things like the trick arrows. Like, you're just going to see nth metal, and so there's a good chance that you can take him down.
Yeah,
in
and
that
construct
kind of
the
format.
die.
Yeah. So I think he's very cool. I'm looking for one to add to monthly shenanigans during martial artist. So
or warrior, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does make an awesome Brooklyn custom.
Okay.
Shout out to Gargoyles.
All right, going into Odin.
The realm eternal, Asgard.
All right, so he is 200 or 100 points. He is Cosmic Energy. He's got the Asgardian, Animal, Cosmic, Deity, Mystical, Ruler, and Warrior keywords. He's got 2 traits and a special defense power. So his first trait is the Odin Force. Odin and Raven starts the game with an Odin Force token. If Odin is 200 points, he starts with 2 instead. If when Odin and Raven start the game, this game friendly characters have this character modifies their combat values +1 for each Odin Force token they have. And then his second trait is Hugin and Moonin. Free, once per game, generate a Hugin bystander and a Moonin bystander. And then his special defense power, which is on click 3 and click 10, is Stop Impervious. The first time this click is revealed, remove an Odin Force token from Odin and Ravens, then give an Odin Force token to another friendly character with the Asgardian keyword. And then he's also got improved targeting hindering. He's got 5 range and 2 bolts. For 200 points, he starts with a 6, 11, 17, 3 running shot, side blast, invincible, and prob. So then he's actually a 8, 13, 19, 5. And then for 100 points, you're starting with running shot, pulse wave, invincible, leadership. So then he's actually a 7, 12, 19, 4. So for 200 points, you get 10 clicks, and for 100 points, you get 7 clicks. So I think he's pretty good. I mean, I like him. I mean, I want him because of who he is. I think being able to pop out the Ravens is good because Hugin is by the way, both of his Ravens are Cosmic Energy. They are flight. They are tiny. They have super senses. Hugin has Perplex, and then Hugin's trait is opposing characters within 4 squares in line of fire modify attack -1. And then Moonin is Outwit instead, and then has opposing characters within 4 squares in line of fire modify defense -1. So I think he's good. I don't think he's like competitively played piece, but I think he's good and sealed. He'll see monthly shenanigans for me for sure. So
you're not liking him with a 100-point Iceman, so now he's going to be an 8, 13, 25.
What was that?
With 7 range. Him with Iceman?
No,
at 100 points?
because he has special defense powers. So
no,
the Ellie.
no, not
the
Ellie Iceman at 100 points. And so now he'll be an 8, so running shot for 5, 7 range, 13 attack, 5 damage, 20 defense.
I think there might be something
He's
there
awesome.
at 100 points, honestly. This guy's very different, and I think you can build an Asgardian team around him to benefit from that Odin Force thing if he gets that stop click. But 100 points, you get a unoutwittable, invincible, and leadership there. Pulse Wave is great. He sees through hindering. So the bystanders and what he does, I think 100 points is always a lot. But I think if you build a decent, I know we need more Asgardian pieces, but I think he's a piece that'll be fun for now, but possibly competitive later.
We'll see. He's definitely going to be like I'll have one, so it'll be interesting to see what else they pull out that might be able to make that a reality or not. But
Well, I mean, yeah, because you can go ahead and give him that Iceman and team him up with another 100-point figure that also benefits the Pogs. And so, I mean, it's not for nothing. He'll have the 6+7, so 13 square reach without TK. That's a 13 for 5. That sees through hindering. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know it's only 3 figures, but the bystanders like the Hugin will have a 12 attack.
Is that how you pronounce that? Because I've been calling him Huggin.
No, it's Hugin.
Okay,
yeah.
That's the friendly version. Huggin. I like him a lot. I think he's very cool.
I mean, they haven't made like a very like offensive Odin in a while, and this is nice to see.
They haven't made an Odin in a while.
That's fair.
We have Iron Allfather.
Yeah, that's not quite the same thing though.
Get this man a soul gem.
Yeah, I think this guy's cool. Keep an eye out on him, especially after. I would think that Collector's Trove has a decent amount of Asgardians coming with it too. So I think Dan, we discussed this, right? They stopped making Asgardian sets and they're just going to sprinkle them in now to other sets.
Yeah, pretty much. But at least they're making them better, so it gives me like a slight glimmer of hope. So
instead of one big letdown for 3 months.
Yeah, well, for like 3 years, it's like that's it.
All right, Pete, you like Chaos. Here's the Chaos King.
I do love Chaos. Chaos King is Cosmic Energy. He's God Squad, Cosmic Deity, and Ruler. He has 2 point lines, 250 and 75. He has a trait, Chaos Incarnate, free roll a d6 and perform the resulting effect. If the Chaos King is 250 points, you may instead roll a d6 up to 3 times and perform the resulting effects in any order. 1, which is what I will roll, choose a character and deal it 1 unavoidable damage. 2, heal every other character within 2 squares, 2 clicks. 3, give each other character within range an action token. 4, you and an opponent each choose a character. Chosen characters modify their combat values +1 until your next turn. And 5, make an attack. And then 6, place Chaos King in a square within range. 6 range, single target. He is hypersonic. 8, 12, 20, and 5. He's hypersonic, precision strike, invincible, probability control, and then on his lower dial, he is running shot, pulse wave, impervious, and probability control. Dude, 75 points for that. Sign me up. I am good with that, even if it fires against me occasionally. I just am gonna live for the nonsense that comes from this piece.
Yeah, so him and Silver as a tent pole.
What was that?
What about him and Silver as a tent pole?
I really like this in Silver as a 10 pull. Like, I saw this and I was like, yeah, I could do that. Like, I'm just going to roll 3 d6s and see what happens. Like, I might be hitting 3 5s and making 4 attacks that turn. Fantastic.
What do you put on him then? Yeah, obviously, you're throwing some kind of equipment on him. Is this an actual Soul Gem competitor then, or would you put Power Gem on him?
Dan hates the Soul Gem, so that's a no for him.
I mean, Soul Gem is good, but I kind of like Power Gem's hot. Not gonna lie, that's just great. Here, I'm just gonna hit you for 7 damage just natively, and I'm a 13 attack. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, 13 for 7. I do like unoutwittable, invincible though with a 21 defense then with the Soul Gem, and he's got the invincible for 5 clicks.
Yeah. I've just seen how easily 21s are hittable, so I'm like, that's the only thing with the high defense. I'm like, but it's more the healing from the Soul Gem, not necessarily the high defense. That's right. The kicker. So
I don't think you're wrong with either one of those gems on him. I think you could go either way, honestly, but I would personally do Soul Gem. I think he's great. I would definitely consider him as a tentpole in Silver.
Yeah.
And Modern 75 points, is definitely a playable option, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're luckily Mora McTaggart is banned because in Silver the die replacement with Prodigy is just insane. You can have them carry Prodigy and just have them do the rally whenever they roll a single D6. Because you can just load them up with rally dice. And they're just like, nope, I'm going to roll a 5. Yep, so he gets to make an attack. He gets to make an attack. He gets to make an attack. So. If Mora was legal, I would 100% say play him with the die replacement and just be ridiculous.
I mean, you're really only upset if you roll a 4, right?
No. I mean, he's still +1 values, so like he.
Yeah, but that's at least helping your opponent a little bit. But still, he's great, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
No, if you're guaranteed to do the 5, you're 100% going to be taking that, and that's just a combo we don't need to see.
I mean, that's fair. I think the 1 is still pretty good too, because you're just choosing a character. It's map wide, and you can just deal it in unavoidable. Like that's good.
And buckle up, boys. He's coming. He ones all day long.
And if you roll like 3 1s, then you're doing 3 instances of 1 unavoidable damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I would
do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna
very cool.
You're definitely gonna see me play this guy at 250 for sure.
I like that you can actually. He's got 2 point values, but they're both playable and different. So yeah, this guy is really cool. I think all of us will end up owning him. All right, Dan, I know you're excited for this next one.
Oh yeah, so this is Loki. This is the Chair Loki. She is fantastic. She is 70 points. She has the Doom TA and Mystics. She's got Asgardian, Cabal, Illuminati, Deity, Mystical, and Warrior. She's got Flight. She's got improved movement characters, not improved targeting characters. She's got a special speed power, which is on clicks 1 through 5, a special defense, which is on clicks 1 through 3, and a special damage, which is also on clicks 1 through 3. The speed power is mind control, sidestep, and stealth. When Loki uses mind control, after resolutions or hit characters are given an action token. Her defense power is energy shield and super senses, and the best part is the damage power. Prob shape change. When Loki uses shape change and succeeds, the attacker can't select a new target, and you may have them become the only target of the attack. Protected outwit. You can hit yourself in the face.
I'm gonna ban this piece.
Dan. Oh, every time. 100% every time.
Yeah, you guys don't want to have any fun.
Yeah, you just don't want to attack this piece.
No, not at all. You don't want to do anything with this piece. I'm happy for Aaron Morgan and the Loki people. I think she'll be known as Choki, though, because she's sitting in a chair. So that's my contribution to this.
It's a terrible name.
This piece will really have everyone play the All Black in the monthly games.
Yeah.
For any key.
They do it. They do it anyway.
It's already
so it
started.
doesn't really matter.
Every person will play it. So that's how that works. 100% worth it.
I don't think she's meta, but she's pretty solid. Triple target, mind control.
That's a great 70 points.
I might do some shenanigans with this in silver too, because I mean, triple target, 10 range mind control is real good. So especially that gives tokens. Like you've now done some stuff. You're gonna now be tokened up next turn, so you just can't do anything.
Yeah. Which I can't believe that Toy spaced it, but yeah, they give them the action tokens to hit characters. I forgot that you can mind control someone that has a tomb, and they're going to be taking an unavoidable. So,
or Chthon, and then they get a token. So
yeah, but no, I'm saying with the tomb though, whenever that character makes an attack. So yeah, you can just mind control a person with a tomb. You're just like, yeah, you're going to take an unavoidable.
I think, she'll definitely see some play in Modern. 70 points is well worth what she does, so I think that another chase that you're not mad to pull.
I'm assuming this is going to be another bounty piece the first time I play it. It's going to hit the board, and then someone's going to put the bounty on the table.
I don't think anyone's going to want to take that bounty.
Good thing she doesn't have safeguard outwit. Like that's the only thing that's nice. Is that
that shape changes though.
The damage power certainly does.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a 35 point piece. So guess what? We're gonna be playing. What's his name? Amadeus Cho.
I'll at least Parker and stealth, so you got to get right up next to me in order to do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, Miles, you got Zeus.
Yep. So next we got Zeus. His power cosmic or cosmic energy, cosmic deity and ruler keywords. 2 traits, a special attack power that's on clicks 1 and 2. clicks 4, and then his last click 7. And then he has a special defense power that's on clicks 4 and click 7. His first trait is the Divine Favor, which is the safeguard opposing perplex and opposing prob. Zeus attacks targeted characters without the deity keyword modified defense -1. Second trait is his sideline active. Once per game, when a friendly character uses energy explosion while occupying the highest elevation level on the map, they may choose to have 3 targets. If they do, if Zeus is on the map, all opposing characters within 3 squares of the original target becomes targets as well. It's really good. His special attack powers, Energy Explosion and Pulse Wave. When Zeus uses either, increase damage dealt to all hit targets by +1. And then his defense is Stop, Impervious, and Regeneration. It has 100 points, 6 range, and 55 points. His 100 points is 8, 12, 18, 3 with Running Shot, the special attack power, Invincible and Prob. And then at 55 points, he drops down to a 6, 11, 18, 3 with Running Shot, Psychic Blast, Impervious, and Range Combat Expert. I'm not sure if you ever play in Main Force. I think his sideline active is really good. Having to occupy the highest elevation level on the map, I think, is really good. But I also think it's a lot easier to do because all you have to do is put yourself on an outdoor map with no elevation if you're going second, and then you can just have your own elevated terrain. So that way you're able to proc it a lot easier than, say, Poseidon's.
You don't even need elevation. You can just, if you're on a map that has no elevation, you're on the highest elevation. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very true. Yeah, I like him. Sideline active is extremely good. I mean, he works really good with the Deadpool Elsa chase on their figures. In Silver, I think he sees even more play because you can give whoever you want the energy explosion. I'm almost thinking that you play him Main Force just to have all opposing characters within 3 squares of the original target become targets as well. So, I mean, you can pretty much take the entire team, an opposing team. They've done right with 3 targets and just deal them all.
And I don't disagree with that. And then would you play him? I feel like 100 points though, right? What do you get for 45 more points is worth it?
Yeah, you get 4 clicks and a stop click. Yeah, I would say that's pretty good.
And then he starts with his special attack power.
But for Silver, that's going to be half of your modern build. Whereas at 55 points, you're able to build them more off. Like with Ruler, you can do what you want and get what you need on there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. This feels very similar to like the Mighty Thor version of Zeus that we got a while ago. So, or he's very like similar vein of that. So,
sidelines are going to be stacked, and this guy is definitely another one that you want because what he does for energy explosions is pretty crazy. So, free extra bonus for out of your sideline.
3 bolts is good for EE, so yeah, I would even that base one is just a nice bonus.
Yeah, like
he's awesome.
Miles mentioned one of the big things with Deadpool and Elsa is they only have 1 bolt, so being able to do a 3 bolts energy explosion for what they do is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he sees play at both point lines, honestly. But I think 55 is going to make meta tables.
See, him losing that special attack power at 55 is what turns me off of that, actually.
Oh, I just saw that. I thought he had that on click. I thought he would click 4. Okay, maybe not.
But at 55 points, you're able to build around that trait with other people. Because it's only as long as he's on the map. So he's not going to be the one doing it. And so you're fine with that.
Yeah, but that's only once per game then. And so you have to set that up perfectly. So for 55 points, only being those, I don't know. I think you make the team with him at 100. Or he's your sideline.
Well, like I said in Silver, though, if he's doing 55, like that's going to be a huge alpha opener where you're doing the 3 targets and getting 3 squares from there to where you're going to essentially, like, that's going to be worth it once per game, especially as an alpha, because with 3 targets, you can essentially attack the entire starting area.
Yeah, that's like a totally different animal when you're talking Silver builds.
Yeah, I'm not saying I just said 55 points in Silver. I think in Modern, I think you can 100% play him at 100 points because. Yeah, getting the pulse wave and the energy explosion is just it becomes really good, especially with those 2 stop clicks. So
now I was gonna move on, but I want to compare him at 100 points to Bast at 125 points, and why is she worth 25 more points?
He's not.
Because the other gods are 125 points, and so they felt like, hey,
I think that's why.
But
Is
okay,
the other Egyptians are 125 apiece, and she's in the same mold as
I
them.
guess I'm looking more at the dial design with 2 stop clicks and everything. This guy is just so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 damage pulse slave that's a game changing thing when you pull it off. So,
especially when you give him the what's it called, the shock gauntlets. Now it's 3 damage, probably pulse wave.
All right, then the last chase of the set, Najatka.
What's up?
All right, so he's going to be called Venom Killmonger for the rest of the set review. So Venom Killmonger has the team player and Wakanda team abilities. He has the symbiote and Wakanda
Wakanda forever!
cosmic deity, monster, ruler, and soldier keywords. He has a trait, symbiotic resurrection, shape change, steal energy. If Venom Killmonger is 125 points once per game when he would be KO'd, instead turn him to click 6. If he's equipped, you may remove his equipment from the game to instead turn him to click 2 and remove all of his action tokens, protected pulse wave. He has another trait, Emperor of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Leadership Mastermind. When a friendly character KOs an opposing character with the Cosmic Deity or Herald keywords, choose a standard power that was on their card for Venom Killmonger to use this game. And then he has a special speed power that's only on his higher point value, which is Charge, Flurry, and Sidestep. So he's either 125 or 60 points. At 125, he's got 8 clicks of health. 60 is 5 clicks. He has improved targeting adjacent characters, 6 range, 3 bolts. On his higher point value, where you only get that special speed power, is an 8 speed, 12 precision strike, 18 combat reflexes, and prob. And the lower 60 point line is running shot, pensai, 18 super senses, and ranged combat expert. So I know that this guy is probably not everyone else's main want, but I think he is my main want.
Wait. He's mine as well. I mean, he can't, you don't want the equipment to get KO'd, but I mean, he has Wakanda. Wakanda gives him the vibranium weapons, and so those are 0 points. And so now you're just going to go ahead and take a power action to equip him with a +1 damage or +1 defense, and he's going to have to be KO'd twice.
But that's a lot of stuff that has to go wrong to even get KO'd in the first place. He has honestly, I think the biggest thing is that you can still outwit him, right? Because you are paying a lot of points for that. But he has got shape change, he's got stealth, he's got mastermind, and then you're also able to give him powers if a friendly character KOs other characters. And with all the stuff that we're seeing right now, Cosmic Deity and Herald are not uncommon words to see across the board from you.
Not at all, no. But yeah, I mean, giving him a free equipment for 0 points means that you're not giving up points when he is KO'd to turn to click 2.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a world you ever play him at 60. I think him at 125 points in competitive can see play. I really do like him, and he's one of those pieces. I think that there's something there. It's just someone needs to find out, what it works. I think Wakanda is going to be the best because you want to give them that free equipment because you don't want to give up equipment.
Ruler's good too. We got Shuri that just makes stuff.
So yeah, you can do the ruler too. Yeah,
realistically, he doesn't have any bad keywords. The only thing is that Symbiote got a little bit weaker for the time because of Beyond Amazing rotating out.
Is there even enough figures in Modern right now with the symbiote keyword to make 300 points?
Venom got a symbiote. What's his low point?
150.
So you could do that. I don't like him at 150, but
no,
that's not a good team. It's like I said, you're not playing symbiote, but every other keyword is fine.
No, he was like, this guy's a top one for me too. I mean, he's just great. I read the storyline of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. It was great. So I mean, he's just good. He does everything you want. So, and he's a toolkit. So I don't think he's not like point click. He's very much a utility figure, but he's still like not like tentpole-ish, but he's very good.
So between,
Well, I think because he's a lot there's a lot you have to do to KO him for 125 points.
Oh yeah,
Because like I
yeah.
said, you give him a free equipment. So
Mhm.
like, dude, they have to sink in so many attacks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
No,
I
I
think that's why he's viable 100% in modern.
No, yeah, I totally agree. So I just wish his movement was a little better, but I mean, that's fine. That's his like one drawback, but otherwise, like that's a very like mute point.
and you
So
still have it's
Yeah.
sidestep and charge, so that's
no,
yeah.
I was thinking more like some kind of improved movement, whether it be like
Oh.
characters or elevated or something, just something because he's a boot guy. So
Yeah.
If you play him at 60 and he gets KO'd and he's equipped, he still goes to click 2, correct?
no,
Why not?
because it's if he's 120.
Because yeah,
the
it
trade-
literally
Oh,
says if he's
I missed
125.
that part. Sorry.
So
I
there's
was
this
thinking of shenanigans here.
in clicks when you play them at their lower point value, then you're not playing them at their higher point value.
It's a good thing I don't design these things, or there'd be problems. I think he's amazing.
Well, I mean, as
though.
the clicks bad say, reading is hard.
It is. It is.
very difficult.
Now, Dan,
I mean, he's still great at either point line.
between Odin, Loki, and Venom Killmonger, what order would you put them in and your wants?
Loki, this guy, Odin.
Okay.
Wow.
You're like asking me to pick between a rock and a hard place.
No,
Okay?
I mean, I know
Like,
they're you're probably your top three, but I was just curious because they are probably all really high up there. Pete, what would you say? At least your
Of
top
those three?
one. No, I just know that those are Dan's biggest wants. What would you say is the chase that you want to pull out of your first case?
Hadar Yao.
Okay.
Hadar Yao. I mean, Hadar Yao, and then I personally would want Chaos King. And good job on saying his name correctly, Redmond. I'm proud of you. And I would want him too. I mean, he's great. He's amazing, amazingly fun.
Well, he did say his name correct because we did have the audio clip that said it.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I mean, Ryan. The thing is, like, I'm getting 8 out of these 10 chases. I haven't like sought a majority of a chase set since Earth X. So this is just like, oh, my wallet's gonna be crying.
Yeah, overall, I do like all these chases. I think these ones, one of my biggest complaints with a lot of the chases is they're, not much a few weeks after they release. And I think a lot of these are actually going to keep their value, except for Best.
No, they'll keep their value. They'll keep their value.
I just wish they wouldn't stuff all the sideline active things in this rarity. That's my biggest issue with this, is they stuffed so many of them in this rarity.
Yeah.
Dan, you got Ares, who's basically just a team killer for you in the other rarities. So settle down.
That's a rare.
There,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm only saying that because of the fact that it was the gods last time around, and
Because your wallet. I get it.
What was that?
Because your wallet. I understand.
It's like,
All right, we got some play at home kit, guys. Miles, do you want to start with 100 Black Panther?
Yep, so we have Black Panther with the Wakanda team ability. His keywords are Avengers, Wakanda,
Wakanda forever!
Ruler, and Warrior. Has a trait and a speed power that is on his clicks 1, 2, and 3. His trait is leadership. If Black Panther is part of a theme team, friendly characters occupying hindering terrain have Wakanda TA, which is weird, interesting. I guess they have to occupy it so that way, like line of fire, like they can't just have it.
Yeah.
Well, you can do his other keywords, right? And then if he's on like Avengers or Warrior or Ruler, right? They'll have the team ability then.
Yeah.
But no, they have to occupy it. That way that, if you have the team ability, lines of fire drawn through hindering, wouldn't matter. They wouldn't get it. And then speed power, charge flurry. He has 8, 11, 18, 2. He's 65 points with improved movement elevated with the special speed power, blades, invulnerability, and outwit. And it's the same stats for clicks 1, 2, and 3. And then clicks 4, 5, and 6 are the same at 6, 10, 17, 2 with charge, blades, and toughness.
Nothing great. We got Black Panthers in the set that I think are a little bit better, right?
I think most Black Panthers are going to be better than this one. I think this one might actually be the worst of the Black Panthers, which is sad because like Masters of Time really showed that the play at home kit figures can be good. And I was really hoping to keep up with that.
What do you think about this though? Playing him on a warrior team, or well, an Araco team with Genesis and Apocalypse, and getting a map with printed hindering terrain, and now they have to come up and most characters will have to come up and close attack you then, and then you're getting the blades roll out from Apocalypse.
Now, isn't there another Black Panther that's actually cheaper with the same keywords that gives that out?
I think he has to be adjacent to him though, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So this is just they can be anywhere on the map then, as long as they're occupying it, they have it.
Oh yeah, it's adjacent. Yeah, yeah, that could potentially work. Yeah.
That's the only thing that comes to mind though.
I don't. Yeah, yeah, and even then though, it's like, oh, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure you want to go that route, but yeah, I guess you can do that. I just don't like what else he brings for 65 points. Like, I mean, I understand blades, but I mean, it's a charge
He's way
for
better than some of the play-at-home kit things we've gotten. I mean, I know Masters of Time was great. That Wolverine is unplayable from
absolutely, yeah.
X.
I was just really hoping after the 2 figures we got from Masters of Time that like, oh my god, they're gonna make play-at-home kit figures like extremely playable.
Yeah, I mean, he's still not for nothing. Also, your leadership. So he's leadership outwit plus the other stuff. So I mean, it's not. I still think he could be a lot worse. Like he's still good, but I don't. He's not like competitively good.
I mean, Pete will love him because Pete plays the Wakanda map. So
yeah, well, I will absolutely going to do that just to stay on theme. And he's 65 points of leadership, so most other things you're going to put in the keywords with him, he's going to be able to take tokens off of. So he's not useful. He's just there are better options, I think.
All right.
Next!
101 Killmonger.
I'm exercising my blood right. The challenge for the mantles of King and Black Panther.
Okay, so he is 45 points. Wakanda Ruler Warrior has the Wakanda TA. He has a trait and a damage power. The trait is friendly characters with the Wakanda keyword have power, KO, and adjacent opposing bystander. And then his damage power is leadership. He has his whole dial. And it also is if an opposing character can use leadership, modify Killmonger's combat values +1. That's pretty solid. He shoots through hindering. He's 3 clicks of sidestep, precision, invuln, and then the damage power. And then his last 2 clicks are flurry blades, reflexes, and then the damage power. So I mean, most teams have leadership, so he's just an automatic +1. So then he's a 9, 11, 19, 4 with 5 range. That's not bad for 45.
I give him motorcycle to give him running shot. And so now he has a 5, 6, 7, 12 square reach. And he's hitting 11 for 4.
I guess I like charge better top dot, but I mean, either one is fine.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of range,
He's got the improved targeting.
Yeah, I thought that was a little. I almost was hoping for outwit here too, just because of the improved targeting hindering. But
because that +1's going to get him out of the Mern bonus, and so that way, with the range, you're able to take advantage of that. Yeah,
I think 45 points is a good point value for him.
Yeah,
he's good. He's good at 45 points.
Absolutely.
All right, Pete. Black Panther 102.
Daniel, do you want this one, or is this the one you were talking about?
This is the one I would like to. So
go for it.
So Shuri, this is Shuri Panther. This is I think the only other one we've had in the set. So it's Wakanda martial artist, mystical ruler, scientist, warrior. She's got the Wakanda TA. She's got a trait and a defense power. Her trait is super sense is willpower. Once per turn, Black Panther may re-roll one of her single D6 rolls. And then she's got heart-shaped herb, which is stop regeneration on her last click on click 6. So starting off, she's hypersonic, blades, combat reflexes, and exploit. And then she also has improved movement elevated. She then, so clicks 1 and 2 are the hypersonic, clicks 3 and 4 are then charge blades with outwit. And then her last 2 clicks are flurry blades. So she's basically all reflexes until her last click where she hits the stop click and regen. I'm going to play this piece a lot.
She's awesome.
So I like her, great. But like you said, this is the only other Shuri Black Panther we've had, and it just sucks that it's just a retread of a common sculpt.
Yeah,
because that's my one pick for it is that Shuri Panther just did not get any love in this set, and I'm not sure we're ever realistically when we're going to be able to get another set where like Shuri Panther's like, yes, we're gonna get her.
Well, it's kind of crazy
so
too because she just took the mantle in the movies.
Like, yeah,
I think they
exactly.
would have
yeah.
made a big deal about it.
I know there was
that's why
controversy with that, but
they make legacies of chases. Like the Shuri Panther chase from ADW was just
Absolutely.
right for the picking.
Oh, she was a
Both the
perfect.
amazing. The stats still hold up. Yeah, that was a really big missed opportunity. I mean, I understand they did Storm, but do we really need a second Storm legacy figure? No. But the same figure, no.
She's great. This is the play at home kit I want. I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want to play. So this will be a good. This is a good. I think this is a good play at home figure. I don't. She's not like competitive, I don't think, but she's good.
Well, she's a neat one, yeah. And she comes with the 103 Claw, which I like this one actually quite a bit. So he's 40 points. He's got Aim, Frightful Floor, Masters of Evil, and Scientist. And then he's got the Masters of Evil team ability. He's got a trait, Absorbed into Rock. When Claw is KO'd, instead of removing him from the game, you may add him to your sideline as a Vibranium token. He's still scored. Protected Pulse Wave, and then another trait, Released from my Vibranium Prison. Sideline active. If Claw is a Vibranium token, when a friendly character's effect would remove him from the game, instead, after resolutions, you may generate him as a character adjacent to that character on click 4. So he has another Claw with no move and attack, but he starts for 40 points. He's got phasing, 5 range, 2 bolts, an 11 pulse wave, 16 super senses, and 3 shape change. And then he alternates between, on his 5 clicks of health, between that and a sidestep, quake, and then also shape change, super senses, his whole dial. So this is a super annoying piece, 40 points, and he can always come back, and he can be healed if he goes onto his click 4 when he gets destroyed or whatever. So I think this is actually a pretty cool piece. Did you say motorcycle?
I mean,
yeah, like 5 points. You give him
that's
the
actually
movement
not
attack.
bad. Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, that's what you do for 5 points. Look at him as that. He's great for 40 points. I'm trying to figure out how that's going to exactly work when a friendly character's effect would remove him from the game.
Because he becomes a Vibranium token, so then if you remove
That's what, no, that's what I mean. Like that means that it's got to be, for like, creating the equipment, correct?
Yeah.
Or just trading in for something. Yeah, if you're trading in the Vibranium tokens for something, you remove him and then you can pop him back out, basically.
Yeah, he's scientist, so you can even get him on Wakanda, which would be hilariously fun. Claw is actually one of these fig characters that I think they've done him justice several times, and I just love Claw. I think that he's great, not just as a Black Panther villain, but as a character himself. Yeah. So anytime we get Claw, I love him. He's been a fan favorite of mine for years.
And I like this version better than the main set one even too. It's a really annoying tie-up piece that with Masters of Evil team ability and Pulse Wave that can also come back.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of the Claw from the movies just because it was is Andy Serkis, right? Who portrayed him? Yeah, I love that. So yeah, this definitely feels like Claw for sure, and I like the interaction with the Vibranium tokens. I think that's really cool.
I think he's great. He can keep coming back, which is great, and he's just gonna be such a pain in the butt in such key spots because you're bringing him back with Quake and a 12 attack and 2 rollouts. So yeah, he's awesome.
And you can always heal him back to a Pulse Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be playing him.
Very easy.
All right. Let's see. We're going now into the legacy figures. So Miles, we want to take Josiah X.
Yeah, the figure I was actually super excited to see, and I'm going to it. He has no team ability. He kept his prime ring. He has past politician, scientist, soldier, and warrior. He has the crew trait. Manifold can use the following effects based on the number of friendly characters with this trait on the map. 2+ is willpower, 3+ is modify manifold's defense +1, and 4+ is free heal an adjacent friendly character with this trait 1 click. That's obviously a misprint. That's how it is on his card. He has 2 more traits. His other trait is Isaiah Bradley's shield, which grants him super strength. And if Josiah X is holding a terrain marker, modifies defense and the defense of adjacent friendly characters +1. His last trait is Josiah X and other friendly characters with the crew trait, because the crew. They're good. Can reduce penetrating damage, and he has a damage power on his first 2 clicks, which is empower, enhancement, and leadership. It starts with 9, 11, 18, 3. I mean, he's got charge, super strength, the invulnerability, and that damage power. The fact that they kept his prime ring, I think, really kind of wrecks any playability that this figure has, because unfortunately the crew figures just aren't good. And I don't think it would have been asking too much to have that trait be Josiah X and other friendly characters can reduce penetrating damage like the original. I think he would actually see potentially a lot of play because he has a lot of good keywords that could use that for past warrior or soldier and scientist. I don't think that he's going to see any play because the one thing that would have made him good is it's not.
Yeah, so
I was really surprised.
He's the first Prime that's actually getting a legacy card, which is cool to see, and I think that's the best thing about him is that now we can expect that Primes might get legacy cards in the future. But he definitely did not need the Prime ring for what he does with this legacy card.
Well, they could have honestly gave him they could have kept his prime ring, and if they would have had that trait where him and other friendly characters that share a keyword can reduce penetrating damage. It's like if they kept that with the original, I think he sees tons of play at 40 points. I think that losing 10 points is worth it because of how old this figure was. I think it makes him prime worthy, and I think that there's an argument to be made to actually play him on teams.
Right.
But as of now, he's just going to collect dust. Like like he always will. And I'm a huge fan of Josiah X. I love the crew miniseries he was in. I loved his dad, Isaiah Bradley. So a huge fan of that. So yeah, I was super, super excited to see this figure. And this is the most let down by any figure I think that legacy figure I think I've ever been. After they've been announced.
Well, just because you had high hopes for him, though, right? Because there's been some really bad legacy figures.
Well, that's true.
But absolutely, yeah, no. But like when you look at there has been some bad legacy figures, but when you look at the potential of what this character could have been, because like I said, all they had to do is just change that one trait, and he goes from unplayable to arguably you can argue he's the best prime for soldiers or past or scientist with that one trait because you give him super strength. He already has super strength, and then if he's holding a terrain marker, you just modify his defense and the defense of adjacent friendly characters +1. So that's huge right there. And then they're also reducing penetrating damage. He's bringing in power and enhancement, and at 40 points, I don't think that makes him broken at all. I think that makes him 100% prime worthy and would arguably be on. I think he'd be S tier because of his point cost.
Yeah, the potential's there.
I think,
and yeah, it's just not.
I think the other thing too is that they've been a pretty good job of making the figures that they keep a little bit of their old what they did right, but they usually have been somewhat improving upon it. And then this one, it felt like a step back. So that was the weird thing for when I saw, I was like, why did they make his reduced penetrating damage harder to get off?
So if you look at the other figures with the crew trait,
they don't have
doesn't have a reducer on the lower point that you'd be able to play her at. Luke Cage has Invincible, and then there's War Machine, and I think there's a few more, but there's Storm, but Storm doesn't have a reducer. And I think that another legacy figure doesn't have a reducer, and so that trait just becomes completely useless because there's no way that they're going to continue doing this crew trade.
No.
Because he's going to catch an errata day one, so maybe they do that. Because you manifold on the card.
If they do that and fix that to where other friendly characters with a keyword share keyword, he will instantly go from the bottom of the drawer, potentially in the trash, to being S tier. Because he 100% becomes 1A or 1B. I can't really think of anyone else that you would put over him on Soldier for a promo.
And that's good because I want legacy figures to be good, so that's fine.
This is a figure that just never saw enough play because it was during the pandemic, and it has its second chance. And I think it's a great character, and it'd be amazing if they did that. So WizKids, if you're listening and you're working on it, come on, you're already fixing him with an errata. Let's get another errata for Big Trouble in Little Mogadishu.
All right, let's go on to Storm. Dan.
Okay, so she is 40 points. She has the Wakanda keyword.
Wakanda forever!
X-Men deity and ruler. She has the X-Men TA.
Oh man. I was gonna do X-Men for you. I was ready.
She's got a trait which they marked as a speed power, but it's a trait, so it's friendly characters with Wakanda trait have X-Men. And then she's got a special attack power, which is on clicks 1 and 2. Smoke cloud, but only to generate 4 markers. When Storm uses it, after placing each marker, she may knock back an opposing character that in that marker's square 1 square in any direction. And then so she's 6 range with 1 bolt. She's got 2 clicks. Her first 2 clicks are stealth, the attack power, and no defense and perplex. And then the last 3 are sidestep, pulse wave, ESD, and no damage power. This is the second time they made this legacy card.
Yes.
And it's not Smoke Cloud is free, so I don't know.
So this is just like the previous Prime or the previous Legacy figure. If they would have fixed that that speed power, that should be a trait. If it would have been friendly characters with X-Men have Wakanda,
yeah,
she's played.
I would. I get. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know what they were trying to really do here. So she's interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, and at least with the Invisible Woman, they made a second Legacy card for. They made her do something unique and playable. No one just ever used her. But she's arguably just as bad.
I'm gonna pull this legacy card 6 times.
I feel that. I feel that. All right, Pete, let's go to Cloak.
Cloak, Spider-Man TA, Avengers, Marvel Knights, New Warriors, Runaways, and X-Men. Real name is Tyrone Johnson. He has a speed power, which I'm assuming is a trait, and dagger. Phasing teleport when Cloak uses it after resolutions, you may generate a dagger bystander. If no friendly dagger bystanders have been KO'd this game, remove that bystander from the game at the beginning of your turn. And then he's got a damage power, Hungry Shadows, shape change when used it succeeds after resolutions deal the attacking character damage equal to their printed damage value. I see one man who's already formulating plans with this. He's 10 movement, stealth, nothing on the attack power, 10 attack value. He's 18 with defend, and that damage power, and the dagger bystander is 5 range triple target, Spider-Man TA, sidestep 6, 11, 17, and 0. With a special damage power there too, and her damage power is when dagger attacks. Hit characters are dealt 1 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. When dagger damages 1 or more opposing characters after resolution, heal an adjacent friendly character 1 click. He's 30 points. It's a lot for 30 points.
It's just dagger and body blocking. She also has a Spider TA, so she's now 4 through 6 senses. So, and you can't ignore her. She can be a pain.
It's just weird. All you're doing is like flying. You're just flying up, and then you're just like, and dagger, and then you just generate her.
Yeah, for 30 points, though, I love that.
I'm not even saying he's bad. Honestly, he's the best legacy card we've seen so far. It's just weird. Like even if he had like flight or something, I don't know. Does he fly? Probably not.
No, he's just
passenger one. Does he bring other people with him?
No, he can't. That's a weird
motorcycle. He's now 45 points, but start with senses plus 2 speed.
I know, because he has 0 damage. It's like,
that's why.
Well, so their whole trick was that's how they worked, was that you'd get Cloak. He's the shadow side, and then she's the light side. So you still pop out dagger, and then she can make an attack, right? And she's got 3 targets. She's doing one penetrating damage. I mean, I don't think that's that bad, but I mean, he is 30 points. Who can move 10 and then drop a pog that does like maybe 3 penetrating damage. So,
but then you make her your main target to take out, right? Just out with the senses or something. And then what is he doing after that?
Dying.
Well, he might hit the shape change and have somebody hurt themselves.
Well, you literally just leave him alone then, right?
Yeah. I don't know what they were. I think he used to be like a super taxi before, or this one might. I don't remember. I know there's been a couple of Cloaks that were like big like taxi characters, but I don't remember what this one specifically was when they made him the first time.
I want you to, every time he gets played, which is the one time somebody does it, Dan, and you yell cloak, and then you say and dagger when she comes out to attack. That's it.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm definitely going to be doing that on a Monday.
And dagger.
I mean, I like it because they're Spider-Man adjacent characters, which is cool. But yeah, yeah. At least he's cheap. He's 30 points. It's not terrible.
Exactly, yeah. Like I said, he's not even bad for 30 points. He's just it's a very weird gimmick that kind of just you just get rid of dagger and then he's just kind of going to chill.
Well, like in Silver, X-Men, for instance, which is really good because a lot of people play Mystics. Like, that's a great way for you to get your Phoenix, Dark Phoenix full map. You just bring him, cloak, and dagger, have her die for Mystics, and then you have, you have Dark Phoenix go.
I agree. That is the best use of cloak and dagger.
Yes. It's only 60 points.
And then the Dark Phoenix comes in and retells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, going into Manifold. Manifold has the Avengers and X-Men team abilities, Avengers, Sword, Secret Warriors, Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
X-Men Cosmic Warrior keywords. He also has the crew traits. He's only 35 points. He's got another trait, so Space Folding, Passenger 4, Power, Modify Attack +2. Make an attack. Instead of normal damage until your next turn, hit characters gain immobile, can't be damaged, can't be given actions, and can't use powers and abilities. 35 points, 3 range, 1 bolt. He's on his top dial. He's got a 12 phasing, 9 TK, 17 barrier, and then 2 no defense. And then if he takes damage, he'll get prob, loses TK. 5 clicks for 35. Another kind of just weird piece, I guess. I mean, 35-point TK and Passenger 4 is probably really all you're doing, right?
Yeah, and it sucks that it's a power, so you can't even try and cheat on make him 50 points as an attacker because you can't take it's not a range or close. Right. It's a power, so
I'm not rolling an attack with a 9 attack.
Ever.
It's just not.
Well, it becomes an 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes an 11.
But then
you get 12 with Avengers. But yeah, you can't even do that though because you have to set him up because no one's gonna be doing that. But luckily, if you team him up with Josiah X, he can reduce Penn because he has a crew. Oh wait, he doesn't have a reducer, so useless.
Does he get play on Sword though in Silver? Because 4-person taxi's not bad. At 35 points. He just doesn't have prob top dial, which is really infuriating to me personally. But TK is okay. I mean, you can throw Prime Vision at somebody.
And Barrier. So Passenger 4, phasing 12, 9. So then in TK and Barrier. So he's not actually really that bad. It's just, I think the thing is that power action is just something that is very unique, but you would never do. Because you have to already be parked up there or have someone run up on you before you're going to use that. Anyone else got anything on Manifold?
I mean, no, we had a better one for, I believe, the same.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say, too. Yeah, the X of Swords one was so cool. That is probably a piece that, one of the most played pieces, I think, at our venue is the Manifold.
Yeah. He's great. I love him.
So to see just this taxi version, I know that's what he does, but we just got such a cool version that did so many cool things.
Yeah, but
the other one taxied 2 people and gave you combat reflexes.
Right.
So
yeah, but he could have done something else instead of the other one already did the space folding as a trait, and all he had to do was move through you. This one could have done something a bit different, hey, when I move, I get to use barrier as free or something. I don't know, just something.
Yeah.
I think they should have just legacied the last one.
I agree.
Or that. That's never bad.
Yeah.
All right, Miles, Pluto.
Yep, Pluto, real name Hades, which is interesting. But he has cosmic energy and mystics. Keywords are deity, mystical, and ruler. He has 2 traits, a special defense power and a special attack power. He's 125 points or 75. has 7 range. His first trait, he has a divine power favor trait, so he has safeguard, opposing, outwit, prob, and perplex. His other trait, this is actually one I really like, the Gates of Tartarus. When Pluto starts the game, you generate up to 4 grave hindering terrain markers into squares within range. And if a friendly grave marker is within range, Pluto can reduce penetrating damage. So you can pretty much get him full map and put those markers wherever you want to really protect him, I think, which is really good. And then his defense power, which is on clicks 8 and 9. The stop impervious. When another character is KO'd after resolutions, you may heal Pluto 1 click. And then his special attack powers on clicks 1 through 4. Adamantium Axe, close combat expert, and probability control. And when Pluto attacks, opposing characters can't use stop. 125 points. He's an 11, 11, 18, 4 with phasing, psychic blast, impervious, and then attack, or invincible in that attack. And at 75, he starts on click 4 with 8, 10, 17, 3 with no speed power, pulse wave, 17 defense with vulnerability and the special attack power. Clicks 5 through 7, he has prob, and then his last 2 clicks, he has phasing. But his last clicks 11, 12, 19, 5, which is not too bad. Now, I really like this figure. I know he's 75 points, and I know I always talk about a motorcycle, but I think you 100% play him with the motorcycle to give him that move and attack. I think those 2 stop clicks really protect him. I do like how he has the close combat expert as well as that divine favor. I think that really works really well because it essentially gives him a 12 attack at 75 points for close. So you're going to go with the charge to give him a 6-speed charge with senses for a rollout to help protect him too, especially with the stop clicks. Yeah, I like him at 75 points. I've been tinkering with him. I think that he's fringe level meta. I think that it's going to take a lot to get him to work, but I really like what you can do. I've already done placement with his markers on a map, and I'm able to get him completely covered with it all throughout the map, I think, except for 1 row, which is like one of the side rows.
What pieces are you synergizing him with?
I have a few builds, actually. I have a deity build, which I'm looking at, and then I also have a mystical build to try and protect him with Kale and Man Thing. It's just the one I got. Yeah, and then the mystical build is a little different one. That was with Blue Beetle, and then Donnie Blaze, Detective Champion, Wonder Woman, and Jumpa. I think that's more of a fun build. I think there's still some better ways that you can really utilize what he brings. I think deity is honestly one of the better things that you're going to want to do. But like with Ruler, for instance, you can give him, Ruler, you give him the motorcycle for 90. You play him with Butterfly, so you get tons of options for protection. Man Thing with the Avatar of Gaia, and then Jennifer Kell at 30. And that leaves you with 60 points. And so you can essentially also put in Kong and give Kong a mitt. And so now you'll be at 300. You can butterfly yourself into Donnie Blaze. And so now Donnie Blaze can go ahead and place Kong, and then Kong can go ahead and do his charging. So you're able to also protect Pluto with Kong. I think that's honestly one of the ways to go.
So you're not trying to mix any of the grave hindering terrain markers with like Black Lanterns or anything right now?
I think when
I had the deity one, which was him and Necron.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the team right now. It's called Gods and Monsters. Great team name.
This was a piece that Pete played at my house once. We just played a fun game, and he overperformed so hard the original version. Do you remember that game, Pete?
Oh, he wrecked shop. He made like a bystander too, didn't he?
I think he made.
Yeah, he made
Warrior Soul bystanders. Yeah, he had no business doing what he did.
He's Pluto. Also Hades. Pluto Hades.
I'm a huge fan of this character in the Greek mythology that I actually named my 3rd daughter after his wife, Persephone. So, yeah, I love this character.
Yeah, I think this is a really good legacy card.
I played this figure from Mighty Thor a lot, and I was so excited when he was one of the ones that was announced as a legacy. I was like, oh, awesome. And they definitely made him even better than his original. So.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, I think people think
And you're going to see me play him a lot at the monthly.
Yeah.
Anytime they legacy card a piece that I remember for a certain reason, I think it's cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see him on the board again, even though I hated him and what he did to me. Pete, do you want to bring us to Cersei?
I do. Cersei, she is Avengers TA and Power Cosmic, Avengers Eternal, God Squad Celebrity Cosmic and Deity. She has a trait fighting the Skrull Pantheon. So when Cersei attacks, opposing characters can't use shape change, and opposing characters with the deity keyword can't evade attacks. She also has a damage power on a couple of her clicks. Looks like click 5 and 6, Blade Claws Fangs, Close Combat Expert, Range Combat Expert. Then she has a damage power on clicks 1 and 2, and clicks 5 and 6 again. Molecular Rearrangement and Transmutation, Probability Control, Shape Change Free, place up to 3 non-debris terrain markers within range and line of fire. With any combination of blocking, smoke, or water terrain markers. She's 80 points or 50 points. She's 6 range, 1 target. At 80 points, you're getting 10, 11, 17, 4, 10 mind control, 11 TK, invincible, and that special damage power. And then at her lower dial at 50, you're getting running shot, Pensai, invuln, and perplex.
So
I like her.
What do you?
I absolutely like her.
What would you play
getting
her
rid of shape change, 50.
So that
against
again,
Dan.
so again though, this is a character that doesn't get her special damage power on her low point value until she takes damage.
Yeah,
I think.
That's why I think Loretta. I don't care. I don't care if she loses a click for 50 points. She's not playable at 50 if she starts on click 4. If you make her click 5, she's 100% playable at 50.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's way better than
especially as a butterfly calling. But like as of right now, yeah, her 50-point line is just. I just don't think it's there.
No,
I think she's a good option for butterfly calling against the right team. You're playing something heavy rollout and they just can't use shape change. That's great.
But it's only when she attacks. That's the main problem.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And the next guy
that's not terrible.
And the next guy does the same thing, and I think he's a bit better.
Yep.
Tell us about Ajax.
All right, so Ajax is 60 points. He's got a trait, a defense power, and a damage power. He's got the Eternals, God Squad, Cosmic, Deity, Scientist, Warrior. I'm always down to see more Eternals. He is Cosmic Energy. His trait is also fighting the Skrull Pantheon. His defense power, which appears on clicks 5 and 6, is Stop Impervious Super Senses. And then his damage power is Close Combat Expert, Perplex, Probability Control. Ajax may use Perplex and Prob twice each turn if both times they target a character with the deity keyword. So nice little nod to their old ability from the Mighty Thor. He is Flight, 5 range. He starts with 2 clicks of Phasing and Invuln, and then 2 clicks of Plasticity, Incap, and Reflexes. And then his last 2 clicks are Phasing, No Attack Power, the Defense, the Stops, and then Close Combat Expert. So I think he's a good 60 points. I mean, I'd probably put a bike on him just for move and attack. Hypersonic.
I think that him at 60 with Deity, that just with Pluto, I think is exactly what you need because you're having him and Necron, and so you're able to perplex them up, and so you're actually using him more as a support piece to get the double prob and double flex.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but I think he's just good. I mean, the Close Combat Expert making him a 12-4 top dial is good. Double stop clicks is good. And they're good stops. So I mean, I think he's great. I'm glad that I have one. So it's he's good stuff. Like he's a good legacy. And I do wish they kept a little bit of his old version because his old version allowed you to place your opponent's terrain, and I think that would have been cool. But that might have put him a little over the top. But I was just surprised they didn't bring in any of his old stuff that he used to do. So.
I like the double stop clicks at the end, and yeah, he's not terrible up top. I think, honestly, though, we just need an Eternal set, right? Pieces with, set with actual new Eternals.
Yeah, because we need Uranos now. So, because especially with his interaction with the X-Men. Huh?
What?
I'm just gonna completely ignore that.
All right, next is Colleen Wing and Misty Knight. They are heroes for hire, the hand, detective, marksman, martial artist. They have a trait, Daughters of the Dragon. Colleen Wing and Misty Knight starts the game on either click number 1 or click number 6. If they are 40 points, they are KO'd when they cross a red line. Otherwise, they are KO'd when the click they chose to start the game on is revealed and taking damage. When taking damage. If Colleen Wing and Misty Knight are 80 points once per turn when they attack. After resolutions, they may make an attack, protected pulse wave, knockback. And then they have a special attack power, which is knockback, range 5. When Colleen Wing and Misty Knight makes a range attack, opposing characters can't use shape change. And then a special damage power, Heroes for Hire power. Choose an opposing character. If that character is KO'd this turn, score 5 victory points. If Colleen Wing and Misty Knight is 80 points, they instead activate this power as free. And then they have an 80-point line and a 40-point line. Or you can either pay 80 points or 40 points.
It's so that basically, so when they start the game on either click 1 or click 6, but if they're 40 points, as soon as they cross one of those red starting lines, they die. But if they're 80 points, they go the full. They rotate all the way around until they hit the click they started on, and then they die.
Yeah, so they get 12 clicks if they start on click 1. 80 points.
I feel like they just offer a lot more at 80, right?
They offer a ton at 80. I mean, even at 40 though, you can start on click 6, and then you have both the attack power and the damage power, and that's
Well, you get to choose which one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just always start on 6, even at 80 points.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to do that. But then you're stealth instead of charge. Yeah, it's very weird. But
I like it though against butterflies for 40 points, where you swap them in and you're like, hey, now every time you send a butterfly over to me and I kill it, it's 5 points.
Yeah, it's not a bad butterfly option too. It's just a very weird piece.
Marksman and detective. I mean, that's marksman. There's more pieces for marksman. I think it's cool.
Don't tell Harris about detective.
All right, let's go to Odin, Dan.
All right, this is Odin number 2, but this is the legacy from Hammer of Thor. So he is 150 points. He is cosmic energy. He's Asgardian, deity, ruler, and warrior. This is much more of a control piece. So he's got the Odin's Ravens again as well. But his is a little different. So it's still the free once per game to generate him, but there's a second part of the trait, which is Odin may replace his attack and defense values with the printed attack and defense values of friendly characters named either Hugin or Munin. And then his second trait is Sidestep. Odin can reduce pen damage. And then his third trait is You Are Not Worthy. Free. Choose an opposing character until your next turn. That character can use Earthbound Neutralized, can't use the effective equipment, and its maximum attack and defense values are each equal to Odin's printed value of that type. Granted, when he starts the game, he's an 8, 12, 19, 5, but you can't max that out any further than that. So that's not bad, considering we just came off of Scott Porter's, where you could easily get to like, hey, I'm a 15 attack. So he's 11 clicks long. He starts with 4 clicks of phasing, pulse wave, either impervious or invuln, and outwit. Then he has 4 clicks of force blast, psi blast, senses, either close combat expert or prob. And then his last 3 clicks are running shot, quake, invuln, or impervious and prob. I like him a lot. He's got 8 range and 3 targets. I don't know if he's like meta, but he's a very interesting control piece, because just taking away like equipment and making you earthbound neutralized and like not
modding the improved targeting, improved movements is huge.
Yeah, like just being like, hey Kong, you're just normal now is interesting. Or just any bigger character, any characters with really good improved movements or improved targeting. Oh, Adore Yao, you can't shoot through all that stuff.
It just seems really weird to make this character in the same set that they made the Odin that they did make, but they made this one a lot different, which is cool.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's a control piece. He's not the he's definitely not.
Once they showed the chase, that was my most disappointing thing, is that we got 2 versions of Odin, but we only get 1 Black Panther.
But they're also very similar versions of Odin, with leading into the Ravens and all that stuff. It just kind of seemed weird. I actually picked this guy up today, though, so I still think he's really neat. It just seemed like a weird choice to grab this guy as a legacy figure and also make him as a chase.
Yeah, like I said, they're good at making Asgardian figures and not a Thor set. They're just like, hey, we're gonna. I mean, I guess he fits from the sub theme of like all the deity stuff. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, I don't really know why he's here.
But 150 at competitive, probably not, right?
No, he's like fringe. Like he maybe, but that's a lot of points. Like that's risky. Like he is a big range piece, like 1 TK, and he's hitting the back of the board, but I don't really think he's there with that. So he's neat though.
All right, Miles, Venus.
I really want to like her. She has Mystics team ability, Agents of Atlantis or Agents of Atlas, Atlantis, God Squad, Deity, and Mystical. She has 2 traits and a special attack power that's her entire dial. First trait's a Divine Favor, and then she has a fight in the Scroll Pantheon. Her special attack power is Dolphin. When Venus hits, give all hit characters an action token, and until your next turn, when those hit characters choose targets, if they must target Venus if possible. She has improved targeting, elevated characters, and hindering. 8 range, double target, 50 points. She has 6, 11, 17, 1, which is mindful throughout her special attack throughout. 3 clicks of Mastermind, 3 clicks of Shape Change, and 3 clicks of Perplex. The one thing I'm disappointed on is that it's not a trait that gives her Dolphin, it's an attack power. And so that's not actually active during Force Construction. And so in Silver, unfortunately, you're not able to put her on and give her team her up with Blackbeard, because it gives the pirate keyword to everyone with Dolphin. And so you're actually not going to be able to benefit from her most. I like what she brings, but yeah, I just Dolphins lost a lot of muster because of the rotation of Aquaman. I do like the fact that when she hits, you give all hit characters an action token until your next turn. They must choose her. So that actually works it with friendlies. So like if she has Perplex, or I mean if she has Pulse Wave from somewhere or Energy Explosion, if those friendly characters are going to try and Perplex, or they have to choose her if they're able to. So I think that's pretty interesting. It's also good too to stop people from mind controlling you and hitting other targets. Because if they try and mind control your friendlies after you give them, after you hit her with her, then they have to hit Venus if possible.
So you can just like block your line of fire though, right? And then it's fine.
Yeah, because they must target her if possible.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Let's go to
She's
Seth.
a finesse piece. Yeah.
Shuri Black Panther from ADW would have been another place I'd like to see her at.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, Seth, another Egyptian god. So this one is also a sideline active. So he's 100 points. He's got Cosmic Energy and Mystics. He's Deity Mystical Ruler. So Avatar of Seth, the sideline active. During Force Construction, you may pay 10 points to choose another friendly character to be Seth's avatar. If the chosen character has the Herald keyword, you pay 0 instead. That character can't be equipped or chosen to be any other character's avatar. This game, Seth's avatar can use Poison and Mystics, and also scores the points paid when this trait, for this trait when they are KO'd. And then he's got another trait and a special damage power on clicks 5 through 9. He is 9 clicks long for 100 points. He's also got 10 range, not for nothing. So his trait is Invincible Stealth. When Seth is KO, choose a friendly character and deal 2 damage to every character adjacent to them. If that character is Seth's avatar, this game, that character can use Steal Energy with close and range attacks, protected Pulse Wave. And then his damage power is Giant, Perplex, Prob, and modify Seth's attack and defense +2. So I actually like him a lot. I mean, I like the
Hammer bad.
Huh?
Hammer bad.
I don't know. It's kind of a toss up because like
I would rather pay 100 points for him main force than her.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're getting a lot more than so. Like me, I actually want to main force. Like it's not a competitive idea, but I do want to actually play him on force once, just because I think it's neat. Like gaining invincible and stealth is good. He's to me he's interesting. Like I mean, it's a cool legacy for a very old figure. So
giving someone poison and mystics is great too, whether it's for free or for 10 points.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing for me then with thinking about that is like I'm always looking for characters that just like deal pen damage. Because then just giving them poison means you're getting penetrating poison, which I think is really good. So that's always something that I'm kind of, or like characters that when they deal damage, they can't be reduced below 1, or like little like corner cases like that. So.
No, that's great. Because that would even then work with the if it can't be reduced below 1, it would be active for the Mystics if they have Invincible.
Yeah, exactly. So like certain things like that. So he'll like I was able to acquire one thankfully. So he'll be interesting to just play on sideline and depending on what I'm playing. So like I said, I kind of want to try him main force once. It won't be a competitive thing, but he'll be fun to try. So
yeah, I'll need to hunt him down. All right, and we got another weird one because we got one in the main set, Ironheart, Miles.
Yep, another place where the Shiri Black Panther should have been. Yeah, no team ability. Champion, Stark Industries, Wakanda, armor. Where's that?
Wakanda forever!
There we go.
That was the first legacy piece with Wakanda.
I know. I wasn't ready for it. Miss, I always forget that she even has Wakanda.
No. We had one. We had one other one with Wakanda.
What was it?
Who?
Good old Storm.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah,
it's been a while.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So the trait is 70 points. I don't really think she's that great for what she does. I mean, Ironheart may use her displayed damage powers twice per turn, so 70 points to use prob twice. If you're lucky enough to get click 2, 3, and 4, outwit twice, and her last 2 clicks are perplex twice. And at the beginning of the game, you generate a well print marker into any square. Sadly, that's not a terrain marker, so it can't be moved anywhere. If Ironheart is adjacent to the Wellspring marker, she has Cosmic Energy, Mystics, and modifies her attack and defense +1. And so pretty much wherever you generate that, you need to have her adjacent to it. Like that's just how that works. So that really, is me placement heavy. She's 70 points. I guess she's okay and could be fun, but
I like the other one so much better in the main set.
Yeah, the main set one for 30 points. So I'd rather pay 2 of them than her. Yeah, I think this is another missed opportunity, and I'm going to keep harping on it that Shuri Black Panther from ADW should have been chosen over several of these. I think I think if we didn't have Venus, her, or even that Odin, I think would have been fine.
There were even other like Wakanda adjacent or like Black Panthers that was it Avengers Age of Ultron, the Black Panther, the one that's like leaping out of the shadows with the effect to him.
Yeah, and they also missed out on one of the main members of the crew in White Tiger. So that's what's really weird. So we're gonna just get like a random White Tiger, and like the next set, it's gonna have the crew trait. Yeah, but I think she's forgettable. I don't really think that I'm sure someone's gonna try and play her, but like it really sucks because like that well print marker can't be moved because there's a marker, so you can't PK it or anything, and so like
interesting. I thought you could move it. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not a terrain marker, it's just a marker. So it's gonna be the same thing as like the rune markers from the witches. They just stay wherever it is. And it's only once at the beginning of the game. So like if at the beginning of the turn or whatever, then I think that'd be a lot better. And you can say, okay, well, you're able to really play that. So remove it if. But yeah, this really, I think, really hurts her because she's stuck in one spot on the map to be useful.
Yeah. And the one in the map or the one in the main set looks almost identical to her and is way better. So all right, last legacy piece is the only one that I think that we called. Pete, do you want to talk about this one?
I do. Black Panther, Wakanda TA, Illuminati, Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
Ruler and warrior. Real name's T'Challa. He has a trait, Absolute Authority. At the beginning of the game, you may choose up to 2 game elements on your opponent's sideline. Game elements chosen for this trait can't be brought into this game or use sideline active effects. Then he has a damage, power, leadership, outwit. Free remove any 1 vibranium token from your sideline if you do remove an action token from a friendly character. He has 5 clicks for 30 points, 0 range. He has plasticity. He has mastermind, and then that damage power. He's gonna see meta play. he's going to just because of
Absolutely.
everything he brings.
I think he's already over
great.
$100 right now.
That's why he's going for like $90 right now.
Yeah, I think Miles keeps talking about some of the other legacies that were missed, and I agree 100% with Shuri. The biggest one for me was obviously Gauntlet Panther. I mean, I've literally talked about it for months. Like, I think
we
that's
do
the
have
biggest one.
Collector's Trophy. We might, because the chase set is a bunch of Avengers with the Gauntlet. So maybe that's why they're holding off on the Gauntlet, is for that legacy, which would be sweet. Just make all the legacy,
Gauntlet, yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I'm happy with this one too. I'm happy to see this one come back. This was one that T'Challa got a lot of play when I played Wakanda because he was spitting out warriors and stuff a lot. So he's great. He's a great 30 points. Absolutely.
I can't
so
imagine.
On Ruler, automatically leadership and outwit and just anything else that you're getting there, and on Warrior. So those are both really good keywords. And Wakanda after this set, I think, is, in my opinion, it's fringe meta. I don't know that it's meta, but I think you can play a pretty respectable Wakanda team that does a lot of things.
That's true. I mean, I think he's very playable. Like, it's one of those where I can't imagine we won't see him in a couple weeks for Warrior. I mean, if you can get the Legacy card by then, I just feel like he might just see play just for that.
He's easily the best one, right? Best Legacy.
He's easily the best one. I think he's going to be the most played Legacy for like leadership wise.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of his trait. His trait's going to be insane because they're going to fix it. I mean, we know they are. To where it's going to handle the gods.
Yeah.
Even though like I hope it doesn't, because like it sucks that he's going to be able to answer anything, and like that's rough. Like being able to answer most things, I don't think is an issue. I mean, leave the gods alone. Just they can't touch the gods.
Sidelines are going to be stacked though, so there's going to be a lot of options to pick.
Yeah, well, it was just nice that the gods were like equipment, so there was like, oh, okay, so I get to keep my equipment. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
He's a problem against butterflies. I mean,
yeah, as long as you go first.
Even if you go second, I still think it's fine because you can just take butterfly away then, so you have a figure.
Yeah.
But they're not going back to the butterfly.
And he's not easy to take out. He reminds me. He's similar for me to Legacy Green Lantern, except he was a little bit easier to kill.
Yeah.
Because I think the Mastermind's going to really help him.
And the stealth.
Yeah.
And he's not for nothing. He's kind of like Mephisto with he can just take a token off of somebody for some reason. So it's not as easy as Mephisto because you don't have like the MOE to continuously rotate him. But being able to just take a token off a character during like a crucial time where you need to keep your tempo is amazing.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
That can literally change the game when you're double token like that, getting that that towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't teamed up with someone with Gaia, and you just roll a 1 or 2 on your colossal willpower, and you don't want to clear them. Yep. I mean, you do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge.
All right, so that'll wrap up the set review for the super rares to the legacy pieces. We do have a ruling.
Oh, you didn't know?
So if you're trying to cheat characters across the map with Masters of Time Chase Diana...
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
While you can still take an action to attack without a target, take an action token, all that, if no dice were rolled, no attack was actually made. So no, you can't do this. Stop trying to break the game. Stop it.
And they also, not for nothing, they also clarified the old Shatterstar ruling from Deadpool Weapon X. Wow, I can't talk. To specify like why his flurry still works. It's because he can still make the second attack of the flurry, so that's why he's allowed to port or poof himself the 4 squares or whatever.
Yeah, making the second attack has nothing to do with if you actually made a first attack.
Yeah, exactly. It's just checking to see if you're making the second flurry. That's it. So.
And then that'll put us right into the end here with listener questions.
Well,
no!
Before that,
no! I'm going to play the drop again, Miles, but what do you want to say?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, it fixes another problem that wasn't talked about, which is the Timebreakers Rip Hunter countdown tokens.
It does. It fixes a lot of things, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So people need to stop breaking the game.
They were making attacks without targets, weren't they?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to play the
So,
drop now. I'm going to
that's all
do
I wanna
it.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop. All right. Here it is.
Your ass better call somebody!
All right, first one here is Aaron Morgan. Thoughts on the state of the game and the formats it can handle? So I think that we're currently right in the middle of the healthiest the game has been since we started playing about 5 or so years ago. I'd actually like to see more formats. I want to see theme get a little bit more focused. That's still my favorite way to play. Modern's great. Everyone loves modern. But just having a variety is just way better than just one flavor. So I think silver's great. You know, it gives more worth and playability to your collection. I think golden can get out of here. But yeah, I would like to see more formats even that aren't seeing enough right now.
I'm pretty much in a similar boat, although I don't have the disdain for golden like you do, but I mean, I think the game's in a pretty good place. Like I think the formats are good. I just want to see them like thrive. Like they obviously modern gets a lot of attention. I like more attention to silver because I think it's a good format and I like the idea of a legacy format just because being able to play the majority of your collection, even if it's only to superior foes, I mean that's fine. That's still a large portion of the game, right? I know that there's stuff beyond that, but as a competitive format, I like that. So I think the game can. I certainly think it can handle plenty of formats. And yeah, like you said, I mean I'm down for more. I mean, theme is fun. That's a really good format. I think some of the stuff they've done at Champion Clix with like the 2v2 was really cool. So
Yeah, there's more than enough to be able to play multiple formats. It's in the players' hands and the venue's hands to actually see them played more. Like I realize that people want to play modern, but I think it would be awesome for other events to not just be one day, but actually do a weekend and have those other side events because there's more than enough players and there's more than enough pieces to be played. You have a weekend, a two-day event where you have a silver event and a modern event.
Totally
I mean,
agree.
it does it at war. It's totally possible. It's able to get more clicks out there. You can dedicate literally like have your venue whenever you're like running states, for instance. Like if you're able to make states into a 3-day event, um, or even at least just a 2-day event, I think that'd be totally fine. You're having modern and silver. I just think that with that in mind, you'd probably want like 6 months to do all states or something like that. So or maybe you just don't. And you're like, guess what? No, you pretty much choose a state. And you're like, yeah, I want to win multiple states. Sorry, it's play in your state. But no, yeah, there's plenty of room for it. HeroClix is more than just competitive. Modern is great, but silver is great. Silver is a little bit more, I think, nuanced and not new player friendly. But I think it gives people a challenge even though we've seen in previous years of there being tier 0 teams. I think that we're slowly getting to a point where even the tier 0 team that's being looked at has flaws in it, which I think is a good thing. So, man, maybe they'll be proved wrong. There's going to be a team that's unbeatable. We'll see.
Now, I keep hearing, too, that Silver's a hard format to get new players into. So many people have huge collections, and the hardest thing about it really is that it might just feel overwhelming at first in the beginning because you're new, but there's so many players that want to just have more players in the game. They'll let you borrow pieces. They'll explain how teams work. So just not having pieces or being a little bit overwhelmed is not a reason to not try it. There's a lot of cool stuff. And again, it's just another way to enjoy the game.
Yeah, no, when I say it's at the highest level, I'm not saying that's because like that was my first major event after getting back in the game after 14 years. I mean, after 3 months, I went and did silver, and I did really good. I would have done better if I would have, known about more things. But it's more of it being harder to actually go in there and compete because of all the amount of things that are there and all the nuances. That's why I'm saying it's not new player friendly, just because of that. Because I know that there's certain teams that just you play against and you're like, I'm not even having fun, so that can sour people, especially trying to get into it. So I never recommend silver to be like someone's first format.
Not their first, but you don't have to wait that long to
Yeah.
jump into it.
No, not at all. And it's not overwhelming at all. The only person that's going to make it overwhelming is yourself.
Right.
Like literally, all I gotta do is try and find a fake piece. Like I went 3-2 with a Blackbeard team. You know, I was able to luckily play against some modern meta, so I knew what the problems were, and so I went in a little bit better than most. But there's strategies out there that you can play, have fun, catch your opponent off guard. It's way more open than modern. Modern is a lot more closed meta, and maybe that's why a lot of people prefer it because they don't have to account for as much. So maybe that's also another reason why they're trying to close the meta by saying this piece is garbage, by telling people not to play it. I think Fringe is where it's at because you're able to go across multiple sets. And I think even modern, I think French is where you want to be playing at because you can catch a lot of people off guard because people aren't prepared for it. And play what you want and you can win. Though current world champion did exactly that. He played a prime that people looked at and thought was useless, didn't think was competitively viable, and then he played the Kale Man thing, something that I know us and I'm sure a few others were telling that if you're playing Kale Man thing is a must. And I think that combo was a huge part of why he won.
Yeah.
So play what you want, and it's not overwhelming at all.
I think that there's a ton of everybody. I'm gonna echo what everybody said. I think the state of the game is very, very healthy. Honestly, right now it's gonna sound crazy to say this, but I think silver is probably my personal favorite format.
Whoa.
More so than modern. I know, right? And I have one final thing to say.
Now, Ron.
I miss you. Come back to us.
All right, then we got Illuminati. His first question is, what's better, pizza or French fries?
Pizza.
I usually feel like French fries more often, probably. So I think French fries are better. That's just the first thing I grab out of the bag or my plate. But don't take that as I'm hating on pizza. I just really like French fries.
Ryan Redmond hates pizza. That's what you just heard here.
The answer is always pizza. They have Tostino's pizza, which is the square pizzas. Those are amazing. You can eat everything with pizza.
You can eat everything with French fries. What are you talking about? That's a terrible reason.
Give me a pizza over French fries. You can there's way more variety when it comes to pizza to where it's a lot harder to get sick of pizza than it is to get sick of French fries.
Oh, there's plenty of other French fries.
Nope, it's pizza.
Oh my God. I knew it was going to be outnumbered on this one. Dan, what do you say?
I also am the pizza guy just because I really enjoy pizza. I'm not hating on French fries though. I just like pizza.
All right, number 2. I knew I was going to be outnumbered on that one. What are your predictions for surprise tech for this first weekend of states tournaments? I think one of the bigger ones is going to be the Black Lantern monster. That'll make a huge splash. It was kind of waiting for rotation, so I don't know if that's a surprise tech, but I think that's really high up there in being able to do really good right now. But the meta as a whole right now is just so open, so I'm really hoping to see some unique builds do well.
The surprise techs, I don't really think it's a surprise, especially out where you're at, Lou. Ed ran it to perfection when he won that Mario event with Starro. But I think the real surprise tech will be when everybody realizes that you can give the Liar Ring to Colossus and shut off his Battle Fury. So that's the real future will win states.
You love to see it.
That's gross.
You're welcome, Miles. I'm glad I told you about that. I was like, here you go, have fun.
Yeah, that's better off. Well, I found the tech regardless, but yeah, you pointed me to a better figure than Howard.
I don't have any surprise tech. I mean, show up and know what's going to get played, and I think what's nice is with the first round of states tournaments, I think it's going to be interesting to see how many people try to make the modern tent pole work. I think that's going to be really fun to see. So,
I think my team is a little on the. I think my team.
Do you know a tech that won't win?
Whatever Bookwood plays.
Well, no, I mean in Wisconsin specifically.
Wait, what was the question?
What tech won't win? Wisconsin specifically. I'm putting money on it right now that it won't make cut.
Well, what is Bookwood playing? Because it's that.
Oh no, it's time dilation Spider-Man. That's what I was going
Oh, very good point. Yes, he's not even gonna.
yeah.
He'll probably
Well,
drop
I was
after
gonna
3
say-
rounds. 0-3, you're just dropping at that point, right?
0-3, baby.
Wes,
King
I
of
hope
the
you're hearing
BR.
this. I hope you're hearing this. I believe in you.
I think my team's a little bit on the fringe, but we'll see how it plays this weekend. So
All right. His third question is, do you know what you did?
Lou, don't.
I don't. I hope that you know. That's why I ask.
I, for one, always know what I did, except when I
Okay.
don't know what I did, but I'm told I do.
Is that what Christine tells you?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Wes Robertson's questions. Number 1, has the full release and review of the Black Panther set changed your overall opinion or level of excitement for it? I think that honestly, it's been overshadowed pretty much by every other set that's been announced, which I think also hurts the excitement level. Though, is just the when you see these unboxings early, and then there's just a lull where you know all the pieces, but it doesn't get released, and then you finally get them, and they just kind of don't seem new anymore. So I think there's just so much more to look forward to. And there's a lot of fun pieces in the set that I definitely will play, but it just I want Collector's Trove to kind of just be here already.
He needs it in his
It
veins.
feels like next,
I do.
Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Because what
exactly.
Disney Plus was shown in April, and we didn't get it till June.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it just didn't feel new.
So
See, I'm still really hyped because of what's in the set. So like, this isn't gonna like slow it down for me, but that's like a much more personal view of it than anything else.
yeah, it'll still be fun like when you get it and everything. It's just you lose that hype. I don't know, that new car feeling or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna play these pieces probably for like a while. Like this set's gonna be highly played coming from me.
When did we get the first unboxing?
Oh, that was what, over a month ago because it was Porter. Right?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I think it was early to mid October. I think right around there.
So yeah, it just feels like
It seems like it's been long.
yeah.
I've been rock hard for this set. I have now been rock hard for months. I have one last thing to say.
Wakanda forever!
Let's go.
Thoughts about the allowance of God packs in Team Sealed. We touched a little bit about this before, but
Yeah, day one was a month ago.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I don't necessarily have like an issue with it. Like I understand that. I think Team Sealed is a little, you can mitigate it a little more, but like we said, but it's still a tough call. Like if you pull like something like a Tomb, like it's like Darkseid. That player's probably doing okay that whole day.
And Team Sealed, it's fine. There was two people that pulled the God packs during the Notorious, and
Yeah.
neither one of them ended up making top 4. I think only one of them made top 16.
The Notorious people that pulled the full Black Lantern booster dropped. I'm pretty sure, and we're like, we're out of here.
I know one of them did. I thought two people.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember one of the teams just immediately dropping. I was like, well, they
Why
won.
would you drop? That doesn't make any sense at all. That should make you hyped to play and want to win.
I don't know.
The story that I heard was that they were newer players that just got back, or returning players that got back into it, and they just didn't know the pieces that well, so they didn't do well. Is all.
Oh, okay. I thought they didn't even play. Oh, that's cool. At least they played for a little bit.
Yeah, they played a few rounds. I just don't think it went well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think God packs and Team Sealed are fine. It's sealed.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Team Sealed is the way to go, though, because any sealed format's going to have pieces that, is probably going to win if it's just like a single where, you have Cthon, Darkseid, whatever. So at least you kind of have to you have a chance to build with better pieces and beat those crazy packs or pieces in Team Sealed. So,
yeah.
And then his last question is tacos, flour or corn tortillas? And then I'm guessing this is still related to the taco question, but he also asks hard or soft.
Well, I'm rock hard.
I mean, when you watch episode 4, you'll always know we're always hard. That's just how it is.
I think so. Corn tortillas, I think, are definitely the better taco, but there's just something to be said for a trashy flour taco.
Flour
Yeah.
tacos. Flour tacos
Yeah,
aren't tacos. It is corn or nothing.
No, I will never. You don't go the hard taco route. I do competitive, not really competitive eating, but like I guess it's considered that, where I do these food challenges, and I'll eat 30 tacos in less than 30 minutes. The soft tacos, no problem. You just want to be able to just gut them. Soft tacos all the way.
Why have I never heard of this?
This was I didn't realize this question was going to be this revealing. The answer to tacos is yes. To the tortillas, I prefer corn, but I don't know why flours are trashy. But I'm gonna eat anything mostly in a taco shell, hard or soft, and we are rock hard.
All right, moving on to Austin Murray. His one question is, can you guys go over every rock map and rate them as to how meta they are where or are now, and thoughts on the States map for this year? I love it. So I'm getting sad that we just aren't getting neoprene maps like we used to. One of my favorite things ever for HeroClix was when we were getting those monthly neoprene maps from that monthly program from The Rock. Getting a new map every month is really cool. But we've just been severely lacking in neoprene maps. But the States map does look really cool. Like elevation changes, maps, very cool theme of the broken down mansion. I think it's supposed to be from Resident Evil. Is that right?
It is definitely the Resident Evil 4 house, I think.
Okay. But
I thought it was Sand.
Wait,
That makes more sense.
What was it? Was it that one? I don't remember, but yeah, it's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was Resident Evil Mansion.
Yeah, that map is cool. This is a great question, but that's like a whole podcast.
Yeah.
No, I think that it's actually a visual. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to try and go over all the rock maps. That could be potentially a video.
Yeah, we're talking about a way to do that, so stay tuned for that if we can flesh that idea out. Because I do like that idea.
Let me just tell you how that's gonna go. Are there doors and windows? Can't play it. Too much blocking. Can't play it.
It's so confusing.
Plenty of hindering. Let's play it.
Yeah. So that was actually another revealing question, because I think Pete just let everyone know that he has tarps for doors and windows because he doesn't know either one of them work.
He does.
I don't. I end up locked out of my house all the time just because the door's closed.
No, all his doors are just revolving, so they don't. He doesn't have to actually.
They're just open doorways. It gets really cold in the winter.
It's fine. We cuddle. Lots of cuddling here.
It's fine answer.
Anything else on the States map, though?
I like it. It's a cool map, and it's not too restrictive. Like, I don't really have issue with indoor maps unless they get like so restrictive where after you place all the three big like blocking markers, that it's like, cool, I'm gonna have to spend a whole turn just trying to destroy all these because I've been barricaded in.
Honestly, there's enough like elevated in this map too, or with the transitions, that it's probably going to be hard to place any blocking or a bunch of it.
I can't wait for it to get banned. It's just going to be banned as soon as it hits.
I was trying to stay positive today and not mention that, but yeah, it'll be banned at some point in its lifetime before it rotates out. So there's that. Or benched, yeah, whatever.
Because it's not accessible, so we have to bench it.
I mean, it's a map that you can win, but because everybody can't just get it, then we got to bench it.
We go back to the membership thing. That was really cool, and that was another thing that Redmond bullied me into.
That really helped.
And
with
if
the
you ever
games,
get
though.
a chance, to see Redmond's map collection, it's impressive,
massive,
like ridiculous. I think is the right word, but very, very cool.
On to McConnell Lamar, HeroClix economics. Let's talk about buying collections. I think the biggest thing is usually people just kind of value their collections a little too high. Yeah. On a little side note, though, when they take pictures of them to sell, they want like $1,800 for it, and then all you get is just zoomed out pictures of boxes and Ziploc bags.
Yeah, that's like if you're gonna sell your collection, at least try to make it somewhat displayable so you can see what is there, and so people can try to like at least parse out the value. So
legacy cards have made it a little bit more of a viable option now to buy old ones.
Show how much crap that you have if you actually zoom in. If you take a far shot with just bags of clicks, then people's minds will be like, there's got to be something good in there. And so you might get that one guy that's going to fork over $1,800 for $300 worth of rookie experience and veteran figures.
I need more. I need more feet pics when people are selling their collections.
Oh man, don't get me started on that.
Or just the awkward like there's all this other stuff in the background that makes me more worried about the like what's going on there than just the clicks they're
If I
trying to
take a
sell.
hard shot on anything, I crop out everything besides what's important.
Yeah,
It's not
the amount of stuff that I've seen in some sales pictures, like just spills on kitchen tables, and like, how does this stuff get posted? But anyway, back.
Start a GoFundMe for some of those because the background stuff is really one of my favorite things to look at. So, yeah.
But back to
It's like,
buying collections.
Speculating on like legacy cards and stuff and like price fluctuation, like that's just the nature of like the market because like something may be okay now and then like in 3 months when a new set comes out and something else comes out and it makes this one figure broken. That's just kind of what happens. Like they're getting it feels like a little better about like doing the like intra-set thing where they're like, hey, that figure might make this figure really stupid, and so they haven't been doing that as much. So it's it's but that's kind of the thing. So like the specific is like, oh, Towerette jumped up in price massively, like she's $300 now, or at least floating around that price point.
Miles just posted a great picture that needs to get shared on the webpage.
So, but I think that's just how cliX goes. Like things fluctuate in price. Like, I'm assuming with silver now too. Like you might see things jump up and down in price depending. Like after states, somebody might have come up with a really disgusting combo, and you're like, well, I gotta play that. Let me go buy it, and then that piece or whatever, or those couple pieces might jump up in price like quite a bit. I don't know. It all depends, really.
Well, the first part, just like speculating on legacy card figures, I think that's kind of just more fun. But even just like with this last set, the ones you get are a lot of times just out of left field, and the obvious choices are just less likely. I think, like, really, what do we say? The only one that got a legacy card that we speculated was that Black Panther. Otherwise, tons of stuff that we did not say.
Nope. I was not expecting a bunch of stuff in the set. Like I'm happy. I will say legacy cards made me keep a lot of my old stuff that I would have otherwise. I would say legacies and the monthly have had me keep a lot of my like silver to golden age figures.
Mm-hmm.
So
you never sell anything, Dan. That's the first rule of the monthly.
No, because I can bring something funny and then you're like, wait, what does that piece do?
But then also with oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna move on to the next one.
Oh no, I love the HeroClix market. I would love to have a show where Jim Cramer came on and was just like, buy this piece. Because sometimes when you see things in the speculation where people are like, the tower like economy this week has just been wild. So I think it's a great piece. I think it works on a lot of things, but I was just looking at the prices of it and I was thinking people are really just trying to make a couple quick bucks on this piece. So it's my whole thing. I love the cliX economy.
It's already dropping a little bit, yeah, but it got crazy. I hate seeing chases go to like $30 2 weeks after release. So I think it's good to have value. I think Towerette's probably a little bit high right now, but
I think I get a little bothered by like the pieces that jump up to like $300-400. I'm like, oh, okay,
that's a little much.
Like, it's a piece of plastic. Come on, like that's I guess that's where I draw the line.
There's just like a saturation point in price for me. Like there's certain things where I just look at it and I say, this is what I paid for Legacy Ultra Chase, or this is what I paid for Ultra Chase Thanos or Ultra Chase Mephisto, and I don't feel like that's doing anything more than what those pieces did. So I'm good on most of it.
Yeah, but I think that's where my head's at is like stuff like that. But otherwise, like I don't really have a problem with the cliX economy. I usually try to make a good deal out of the cliX economy, where I'm like, look, I scored like 2 primes and a super rare for like $100. Boom, like that's where I make my money. Is those like, oh hey look, the nice sale deal came up because somebody needed something. I'm gonna go snipe that real quick.
I love the FOMO that people get because like Towerette and a Mitt were $100 for months.
Yeah, exactly, for months.
Months, and then all of a sudden it's going to 300, and so you have people buying like crazy, and it's like, what took you so long to jump on the bandwagon of Towerette?
Yeah,
you know, it's It's like now that she's going for $300, you want to buy her for $300?
In case she goes up to $400.
And I guess that's mainly because like a lot of people, I guess, don't know, and so like when they see people buying them, maybe they, like I said, that's where the FOMO comes out, the fear of missing out. Um, and you can also say that they're not really sure where the competitive scene is going. But those players there want to know where the competitive scene goes. Like there's plenty of podcasts out there, and I'm not sure anybody ever said don't get Tall Red. She's one of the best.
I mean, I think for a while there, until Black Lanterns were more like, I think until Prime Swamp Thing, but Prime Swamp Thing's been like known for a while.
Yeah, I don't even think it's just for Black Lanterns. I think giving out support is huge.
Yeah.
As well as that. I think that's
Well,
10
now that
points you're getting.
people are starting to build teams now, and they realize that Scott Porter was their main source of healing.
Yeah. No, I get that. I just mean like what I'm thinking is like, yeah, she was.
I always look ahead and see what these figures are going to be. Granted, I just traded mine for a Prime Swamp Thing just because I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. And yeah, there's a little bit of regret trading her, but I want Prime Swamp Thing, and so I figured why not? I mean, now's the perfect time for me to ever get him for a Tall Red. I mean, 4 months ago or even a month ago, that wouldn't have happened.
No, yeah, that would have been that would have been a not. You would have had to overtrade.
Like a horrible deal, but I think in about 3 months, I think that she's going to drop back down to about $150.
I agree.
Great question, McConnell. I just think that's the cliX economy is wildly fun. I love it. I look forward to it every set. So
yeah, I ride the wave on the cliX economy and just wait for the low point to catch some things when I can. That's pretty much what I do. I just ride it out, and I'm like, well, eventually things are gonna slide my way sooner or later. So, and then I just strike when I see it.
Right. Maybe Dan's Jim Cramer of cliX economy.
Peter Marshfield, first question: controversy, Swamp Thing and Bucky's arm, bad idea or good idea? Think make him an even 100 points, and now he's a 13 for 5. Seems pretty good.
No.
What?
No, Miles has the better solution for this one.
You give him the Herald for free. He's a Herald, so you give him a Mitt for free, and then Chthon.
I'm not sure what's controversial. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's not a bad. It's not just because you have another good idea doesn't make it a bad idea.
I don't think that Bucky's arm is having 5 points that could go to the barrel. My whole entire point is that he has Herald, so you can give him a Mitt for free.
Yes, that is a good option.
Yeah,
yes, and you can find another 5 points somewhere to put the barrel on.
Yeah, because the barrel has to be on every team. Exactly, always on the team.
I'll take Bucky's arm on the next one of the other pieces you got coming up.
Thoughts on HeroClix Singapore build that Edison won with the Scientist, Ivy, Man Thing, Swamp Thing, and Rip Hunter. This is kind of like what I was talking about with the Ivy team, where that was a team that just kind of like abused a certain mechanic. I know that this team is still really, really good, and this is the kind of team I'd rather see, just different pieces using that kind of mechanic or a specific tactic like the plant tray markers that you're not going to see on any other team being used.
Yeah, exactly. I like the plants, to be honest. They're just really strong right
now. There's no reason to have Rip Hunter. I don't think he really brings anything to that team that Perdegaton doesn't for 20 less points.
That and with the change now where you can't do the time breakers to the shenanigans, his thing.
And Scientists, you're not going to be playing a lot of pieces with future or past, and so you're really not going to benefit from opposing characters missing their attacks. So he's just a waste of 40 points with leadership. I think that there's Perdegaton for 20 points gets you the leadership. You're able to place your opponents. You get Prob that ignores character.
Yep.
You get 2K. I think saving 20 points with Perdegaton is 100% the play. I think Rip Hunter. I'm not quite sure what his team was. I don't know if it was full Scientist. I don't have a build in front of me. It could have been that this was played. I believe this was played before the errata, which means that Rip Hunter was able to take advantage of the time breakers. And if so, that's the only reason why this team worked was because of a loophole that honestly shouldn't have existed and obviously didn't based off the rule.
Well, I think he played not the only reason that team worked. That's a very good start to a team. Ivy.
No, with Rip Hunter. With Rip Hunter actually being good. That's not that team itself. It's Rip Hunter itself.
I think he played the Pog that generates more of the regular set ones. Was the thing? So he didn't break.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure he was full signed from what I remember.
Yeah, I just don't like Rick Hunter for 40 points. That's why I said I think predict him.
Yeah, there's probably something else.
Yeah, I mean, I play the Plants teams. I played the first major event of Plants were actually fully played. Besides the whole entire Ivy team was Rock Cup. Yours truly. So I like it. I like the Plant team with Man Thing. I really do. People are sleeping on Man Thing. People even probably trying to say he was C tier. He was insane. We made cut with the team. I still feel confident. I'm also that player that thinks that abusing something I guess you can do it, but I think there's better routes to go. And I know people think that Swamp Thing isn't the play because you can play another Ivy. But the only problem that you're doing is that Swamp Thing's able to make a free attack, and then you can hit for exploit up to 7 damage for free. So that leaves you with 4 more attacks. I think it's 100% worth playing Swamp Thing on Plants. I don't think you replace him with a Man Thing. I don't think you replace him with an Ivy. I think he actually helps them be that much better.
All right. What time will you all be arriving in Indiana, and can we meet up maybe Friday night to get a little more practice in? We are getting in there pretty late. I'm going to leave work with Ali at about, I think, 6 p.m., and then it's a 2.5 drive for us, and then we have to get situated in the hotel and everything. So I don't think we'll get there early enough on Friday. Dan, when are you guys getting in?
No, I have to work till 4. So I think Dalton's not getting in until he's trying to leave early, but the latest he's going to be by me is like 6 o'clock. So then we probably aren't going to be getting down there till, I don't know. I'm assuming like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Oh, you guys are way later than me then even.
I mean, we can't get off of work. Like that's just the thing. I can't sneak out of work this week. It's just end of month close. So I have to be there. So like, I don't think he could either. So.
Okay. Yeah, so we're getting in pretty late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not going, but I'm just going to say, again, for everybody involved, Peter, there better be jerky.
For anyone not participating in Team Sealed on Sunday who is interested in playing some BRs before my monkey whines my wife into calling me to come home. So we have 2 teams playing in Team Sealed. I'm pretty sure everyone will want to do at least one of the Sealeds, though, before. I'm really hoping to play a Supercharged Sealed because I have yet to do one of those.
They're fun.
I've done one of those. I'm excited to play another Team Sealed. This will be cool. So I don't know if it's not gonna necessarily top Worlds because it's gonna be hard to beat the Pete and Miles combo. It's just it's magical.
We had this conversation off a podcast, and we essentially understand that this is Dan's West Coast Avengers time. He had the Avengers, now he's joining up with the West Coast Avengers. It'll still be good, still worth hanging out with Dalton and Matt, and eventually Dan will reconnect with Miles and I after we are done traveling through the cosmos, doing the things that Miles and I do.
His 5th one, should I pivot to a ruler theme with Prime Colossus to close this close to the weekend? With just a few days left, just stick to what you had planned. I think that's your best bet.
Peter, freak out at the last second and play a team you're not ready to play.
That's
what
Pete's
I do
advice.
every time we have a big event.
Yep,
Yes.
that is exactly what Pete does.
Then I don't know what any pieces do, and it takes me 3 games to figure it out, and I'm normally out of contention by that point.
If there's one thing I've been learning with a lot of my practice lately, it's that you should take a team that you've built and slowly tweak it and improve it over time. So I would not necessarily just pivot really hard right before an event because being sorely out of practice is not good.
It'll be fine.
Miles, what do you do? What would you suggest?
Sorry, I was messaging. I was totally didn't even listen to. Is this was the one for anyone not participating in Team Sealed?
Number 5.
Pivoting to Colossus on ruler.
I mean, if you want to butterfly into, I think you should go pivot into Spider-Man family. Play him with the Liar Ring. You can get Spider-Pharaoh on there as well.
This is 300 modern. 300 modern. 300 modern.
Oh, 300 modern? Oh, okay. I'm not quite sure. Without Black Panther being legal, I don't think Ruler is the play right now.
So just stick with
It
Prime
will be soon.
Colossus. And then his
Ruler
last
will be a
No, I
good
don't.
place.
his last
It says, should
question.
he pivot to a Ruler team with Prime Colossus this close to weekend? The answer is no, because Ruler isn't good enough, I don't think,
Oh yeah.
currently in model.
I'm sorry, I read that wrong. But it doesn't matter what you were going to play. Don't pivot. Whatever you've had more practice and more thinking with, stick with that.
You guys really need to embrace this chaotic lifestyle a little more.
It doesn't usually work out well for you, Pete.
Ah.
I mean, Pete, you know I embrace the chaos, but it is my own version, so
it's
true.
His last question is, why does this photo of my monkey suddenly give me the urge to play Beast Boy? So it was a cute photo, Peter, but I'd recommend a nice Marvel theme for next year's Halloween.
It was a great photo of your family, Peter. I think if you want to play Beast Boy, go for it. But
I
don't
think
know
it
what
would have
you're
looked a
playing.
lot better if you were dressed as a red T-Rex and your little son was dressed as Moon Boy.
that would have been pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Just saying.
All right, that's gonna
I'm
do it.
still pissed that we didn't get Redman as the Batman, the cave Batman with the wings and
Never
everything.
gonna
That's what
happen
I was pissed
ever.
about.
All right, that's gonna wrap up the questions here. So, any final thoughts from you guys?
No, you
what
guys.
do we have to do for you to dress up as Caveman Batman?
That's
like what bet?
Never gonna happen. So what you have to do is convince my kids that that's the theme that we should go for next year, and I will do everything in my power to convince them otherwise.
Luckily, I talked to his kids quite a bit, so I don't think this is as hard to do as he thinks it is.
Well, good luck. It's got to be a theme, so you got to convince them to also be little cavemen, Batmen, or something to that effect.
No, you just go Bat Family.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll work on it.
Well, good luck.
We got time.
Don't be such a sour grape.
Not a sour grape. No. All right. Anything else from you guys, or is that it?
No, I'm going to wish you guys good luck this weekend. I wish I could make it. Wes, you put together an awesome event. I hope everybody that goes has a ton of fun playing cliX and hanging out and doing all those things. And I hope that the two teams in Team Sealed meet in the finals with Dan pulling off some stupid dice roll shenanigans to take it. No pressure, Daniel.
I hope Oliver gets matched up with Dan and beats him.
Wow. You know what? I can't even be mad at that because I like if I get beaten by Ollie, I'm not even mad. I'm like, you know what? Good job.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this weekend. Like I said before, though, we are streaming the top table all weekend. So if you can check out our YouTube, we'll be doing that on the live stream, both for Saturday's 300 Modern and then for the top table on the 3v3 Sealed on Sunday. So thanks for listening and see you next time.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!